You stand on the road east of Solace, tired from 5 years of adventuring from a fruitless search for lost clerical magic. You know the old proverb that claims you must return to find what you left to seek, but that saying never really made any sense. Soon, however, it will. For the world of Kryn is not the same. Refugees stream out of the northernmost human lands, telling horrible tales. An invading army has burned their villages and put their families and friends to the sword. Among these stories, you hear of even darker rumors that older evils, the dragons themselves, have returned to the world. Welcome to the world of Kryn and the legendary DragonLance.
And we're live. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and others, to Wicked Studios presents DragonLance, Dragons of Despair, conclusion. As we're going to finish the first module of DragonLance, Dragons of Despair, and most likely, depending, I never know with these guys, though, and which way they're going to go, so you never can tell, but most likely move into the second module, Dragons of Flame. Speaking of which, you know what I haven't seen in a while? Daka Flocka Flame.
I was just thinking that. I literally was like, you know who I haven't seen on here in a minute?
But anyway, thanks everybody for joining, and we got a couple of new folks here as well. Nightfall, I should say it is. That's Dragonlance got me into fantasy and D&D as well. Back in the day. So anyway, my name's Adam. I am the Dungeon Master. Why don't we go around the group and see who else is here tonight. Let's start with Kemchan and go around the horn.
Hey guys, I'm Kemchan. I'm playing Gorel Nightfoot, the human 6'5" fighter, and his adopted dad, Flint Fireforge, is the dwarf fighter.
All right, yeah. So Gorel is basically a 6'5" human dwarf.
Human who thinks he's a dwarf. That's basically it. He braids his beard like a dwarf.
Jason.
He's got a beard?
Yeah, he's got a beard.
Oh, he's got a braided beard.
All right, changes my mental image a little, but it's cool.
Hey everybody, my name's Jason. I am playing Zane, the elven wizard who is twin brothers with Zarek.
All right. Speaking of Zarek, let's move on to KD.
Hey, I'm KD. I'm playing Zarek, who is Zane's twin brother, high elf fighter.
Why don't we move on to Will.Player, since it looks like he's done. My God, that never ceases to disappoint me.
Oh, I know, that's why I do it. Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Will.Player. I'm normally Will DM. That's why anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm playing Swift Fox, who is I always want to say Cashew. It's what?
Cashew.
Plainsman barbarian. And I guess he's still the fiance of Goldmoon, right?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if Goldmoon's still alive, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking too.
She's also had some problems with you lately.
With me.
Yeah, with will.play specific, not even
Not even the character, but with me.
Yeah.
I'm not the one that was leaving her fiance for dead. That was her.
What do
She
you?
left
When
me.
did she leave you for dead?
When I got bathed in acid the second time I ran into the
You don't know what
Black
happened.
Death.
You're just you always assume the worst in people, both will.playa and
I
Swiftfox.
know this much for a fact.
Life imitates art.
When the lights came on, she was nowhere to be found, and we found her blocks away in another building. That's all I'm going to say. Sounds like she ran away, and the fight left me to die. I'm just going to throw that out there, but I could be wrong.
That is what it appears.
Yeah, just saying.
Speaking
We
of
got to help Zane, though, because when we ended, he's still...
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're just like my wife. You always go right to the punchline before we even... Anyway.
How you liking that show he introduced you to? Was it What They Do in the Dark? Was it?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. That you introduced me. You haven't even seen it.
Yeah.
Gaz, last but not least.
Hi, I'm Gaz, and I'm playing Qyalinesti, the half-elf rogue scout.
All right. Yeah, so first of all, before we get into the previously on and then into the game, just like to say that during this time of pandemic and protest for social justice and, of course, Gay Pride Month, that I hope everybody is staying safe, remembering to love one another. You know, we're all in this together, and together is how we're going to make positive change here in this crazy world. So, and I'm glad that we have got this little game here to escape to, and appreciate all of you for hanging out with us each week, and also those of you who are watching for the first time. So, and also I think we've got a cool little community that we're building here, and certainly we're all appreciative of that. So that said, previously on DragonLance. So the companions made their way to what was the palace of Zaxxaroth, overheard the black dragon Onyx, Kisanth, probably. Kisanth, this is why dragons have names for mortals and names for other dragons, because
As
it's
nicknames.
hard to say. Yeah, Onyx is much easier. Talking to some gully dwarves and a draconian about a missing prisoner and the need to find her. So the gully dwarves split up with with the draconian following one of the groups to try to find the prisoner. The dragon then went back into what appeared to be its lair, although the group didn't know it at the time. The companions then went looking for a way into the palace, happened to find the escaped prisoner, who was a Keishu warrior named Sunstar, somebody that Swiftfox knew and knew well. She told them that the Keishu was destroyed by the dragon armies and giant red dragons. Many were dead and others were taken prisoner. She didn't know what happened to most of the others, but she was brought here to Zaxxaroth. And when she had a chance to escape, she took it. Sunstar then showed the companions where she was locked up, which was inside the palace. There they also found Swiftfox's old rival Riverwind chained up and in bad shape. They got him up and running, and Swiftfox convinced Goldmoon to have Sunstar and Riverwind try to find a way out of the ruins and catch up with the slave caravan that was heading south. Qyalinesti and Swiftfox, they found some coolie and used the old money, which was the old money used in Zaxxaroth before the Cataclysm. Made a detour back up to those weird rocks that were looking into the treasury. They went into the treasury, had a conversation with the spectral clerk there, and gave him 500 coolie, which was the tax he was looking for. And both he and his spectral warriors then vanished, their mission fulfilled.
I expect a payoff on that like 3 modules from now.
Yeah.
Something.
You were hoping for a payoff right then and there. That was the
True, but I will
We all
be
were.
okay with one several modules from now.
Yeah, I'll never forget the look on everyone's faces when you're like, and they disappear. Like,
Mhm.
that's it? Really?
Yeah, that was really funny. They really wanted something else. So then they returned to the group, and they devised a plan to draw the dragon out of its lair and then loot the lair for the discs of Mashakal. However, they forgot about the gully dwarves. And the gully dwarves appeared to have found them, followed them, listened to their plan, and then ratted them out to the dragon. When Zane and Zarek then went toward the lair, while the others waited to run in and loot it from the other side, they noticed that instead of a real dragon, it was a black wicker statue of a dragon in the center of the lair. Then, to their dismay, they noticed that the dragon had appeared behind them. Zane fought the dragon fear, however, his twin Zarek failed, was forced to run away. The dragon then grabbed Zane and moved back into the lair. The group tried to free Zane and get the discs, however, the dragon cast Darkness, which was his favorite trick. Only Zarek was able to hit it with an arrow and also hit it again later on, so nobody else did any damage to it except for Zarek, but Zarek was pissed off since it kidnapped his brother. Zane then used the command spell to get the dragon to leave the lair, and that worked. Bad news is that it took Zane with it. The companions were able to find the discs, and Zarek was able to find the spell book with some help from Goldmoon that Zane was looking for, and they all raced out after the dragon. The dragon rendered.
I got a +1 dagger.
You got a +1 dagger? Oh, you did. Yeah, everybody got. There was treasure you guys found. I forgot about that.
I got my fancy climbing gloves.
Yeah, you're gonna need them pretty soon. By the way, hint, hint.
Screw you, Steps.
Stairs, floors, and doors. The bane of our existence. Thank you, Pedro J. Negron, for liking the stream. Huzzah! Yeah,
Huzzah!
that was like Katie's on a time delay. So the dragon rendered Zane unconscious after a thank you, Jason Jason Mock for liking the stream. Huzzah! These things pop up and I get so nervous every time.
We get deep breaths, Adam. Deep breaths. It's okay.
Zane was having a little bit of a conversation with the dragon. Try to butter him up a little bit, keep him paying attention to him, maybe not to the others. But then pissed the dragon off one too many times. Went down to exactly 0 though, so luckily no saving throws were need to be made. So then Goldmoon, with the help of Swiftwind, Swift Fox. Even when I write this shit down, I write the wrong thing. I wrote down Swiftwind.
Did you write it?
Oh, whatever the fuck your name is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm dying soon anyway.
Goldmoon, yeah, you're playing with the casino's money. You should have been dead 2 sessions ago after what you did to me in Greyhawk Adventures Tuesday night here at 9 p.m. on Wicked Studios LLC. And so Goldmoon was able to hit the dragon with the blue crystal staff, and when she did, a blinding blue light shone, and both she and the dragon disappeared. As soon as they did, the ruins of Zaxaroth began to crack and crumble. And that's where we leave, as a giant boulder from above comes crashing down below them. The group still reeling from their encounter with the black dragon, stands in the courtyard of the Great Plaza, and Zane's unconscious body lays before them, and that's where we start.
Oh, so Zane was left behind.
Nope, you're all here. You're all in the same spot. You're all in.
We've all sort of run up to him at this point because we all ran up to the dragon at this point.
Yeah, so you're all close.
Okay.
So the first thing Zarek is going to do is run up to his brother and see if he can find the health potion that he knows he has on him.
Yeah, as you do that, Flint runs up, puts his hand on your shoulder, and says, "Here, take mine." Says, I'm sorry to all of you. I've taken great pride over the years in raising you and treating you like you're my sons, and I let you down today. And he hands Zarek his healing potion.
In the background, there's Gold Moon. Gold Moon.
So Zarek's gonna be like, "No, you didn't," and run towards his brother.
Yep.
And administer it.
Okay. Roll whatever that is, 2d4 plus 2.
Jace, do you want to do it? Or do you want me to do it?
I'll get it.
Okay.
All right, so I gain 6 points.
All right.
Woo!
Cool.
So you are back up.
So you're at full now, right?
Close to it.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Now, again, the place you hear more cracking and rumbling, and then you also hear just a huge commotion within the city. There's running and yelling and pieces of everything falling, walls, ceilings.
We gotta get out of here.
The walls of the cavern itself that the city had fallen into themselves are cracking and giant chunks falling off to the ground below.
Right.
And on top of that, it's hard to see on this thing, folks, so bear with me. But this right here, this water that's pooling in the center and coming from this area, that water continues to rise. The waterfall that you guys had found when you were looking for a way into the east here, when you were looking for Sunstar, there is more and more rushing in from both sides of the cavern and starting to fill this place up.
All right, we need to go.
Swift
let's
is
make a
running
vote.
around.
So
Wait a minute,
Zane
where's
looks up.
Gold Moon? Where's
Zane
Gold
looks
Moon?
up.
Oh my
Zane
God.
looks up at his
Old
brother
one's
and
gone.
says, "Did we kill it?"
Is anybody gonna answer?
KD doesn't remember because KD was really sick that night.
That is true.
So what ended up happening? It just kind of
I
It
just
disappeared.
I love
Yeah,
how
it
you
just
guys.
disappeared, right?
I love how you guys listen to my recap.
Defeated it.
I did listen to your recap.
I
was-
just said it. As soon as she hit it with that staff, both she and the dragon disappeared in a bright blue light.
Right.
To
But,
be
like,
fair,
did it die?
there was darkness, and we didn't even see that.
No, he dropped
Oh.
the darkness at that point.
Oh.
The darkness was gone. But like my question,
Yeah.
like I don't know if it actually died though.
All you know is that they all disappeared. Both she and the
Okay,
dragon
cool.
disappeared right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, but now we need to get out of here.
So that's what Zarek will say. He'll say, well, it's gone. And then as he's saying that, he'll hoist Zane onto his back.
Did you find the book?
The hell with your
can't-
book? Where's Gold Moon?
I can't leave
She
without the
was
book.
right here.
He'll hand him the book. He'll be like, "Yep,
You're the best, bro.
yes."
The boss.
All right. The girl's like yelling, "All right, we need to leave. This is great, but
Yeah.
we need to go."
Fist bump from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Zarek is running while this is happening.
Yeah,
He's like-
Zane reaches over as he's being jostled on his back to fist bump his brother
Yeah.
in the old elven custom.
Where are we going exactly?
Yeah, where's the way out?
Crap.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's a great
Rumble.
question.
Crash.
Why
How
don't
do
we
we
try
get
to
out?
use that elevator thing that we found? The cauldrons.
The
Okay.
murder
right.
elevator.
Yeah, the
But we
murder
don't
That
have
vader.
was over in this
counterbalance.
direction
Motivator.
somewhere, right?
The murder vader, but we need a counterbalance. We need
Oh,
something.
right.
Oh, right.
All right, well,
Unless-
maybe we'll get really lucky and a boulder will fall on the other end and it'll shoot us right up.
That's actually not a half bad idea to maybe like. Well, we don't have anything to blow.
But can we
Ceiling
climb the
apart.
chain? Can we climb
I
the
got
chain?
my fancy new climbing gloves.
There you go.
So one of you can.
There's no way I'm going to be able to.
I'll climb the
Yeah, but you're on my
chain,
back.
then drop
true.
the gloves to the next person.
That won't
Might take a while.
That's gonna take a while.
You're
yeah.
gonna,
about-
you're gonna climb 700 feet.
Wait, what about those? Where were those curtains that we could climb? Was that up higher? That was up
Yeah.
higher.
That was
Never mind,
in, that
never
was
mind, never mind.
specifically in that room.
In that room.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like
So-
that was like up the pipe and everything, right?
Yeah.
So there has
that
to be
was
another
that
way.
was here.
Oh, that was yeah. I'm pointing to the screen as if you guys can see my screen.
There has to be another
Ever.
way in and out because there's got to be another way in and out somewhere. I
You
mean, we
also
probably don't-
remember. I'll tell you guys what you remember. So there was the chain and the giant cauldrons, which are used as a pulley system, and so that was here.
Right.
There was the all the vines that went to that mid-level that half of you were on before the other half of you fell down a well. And then everybody joined, but there were vines over here that may be climbable, and then you would have to climb. Thank you, Robert Jackman, for liking the stream. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
And then that would bring you basically to these sewer pipes, which were slippery, but theoretically possible to climb up.
And we do still have a rope in one of them.
You do have a rope in the
That's
main
right.
one up here. Yes, that's a
Mhm.
very good point. I forgot about that. And there was those stones that brought you to the treasury, but you don't know exactly where the treasury is within the city.
So what if we were to go back to the cauldron and just kind of like hoist ourselves up?
Do we have where is the hold on one second? Where's the treasury relative to
Those stones
where are the stones
were
relative to the cauldrons?
over here where the token is, actually.
All right, so not too far.
That's
no,
not
I mean,
too far.
It's past there, but yeah.
Can we check that out for a second?
I think we should start climbing the vines. At least start getting off the.
Well, where do the vines lead down here? Like where
The
can we get
vines
them
are
from
all
this
the way
level?
over here, back in this corner where you first entered.
All right, so
They-
let's. Can we took so when we first entered, we took the route that took us past those the stones, right?
Yes.
So can
I
we
don't
do
know what
that?
stones you're talking
The,
about.
Yeah.
But I believe
the
you.
tax collectors. The tax collectors.
Oh, like the oh.
Yeah,
those.
I thought they were cubes for some reason. But
Yeah,
You know what? They
they're
might
like-
have been cubes. I think they.
I think they were cubes too.
Yeah. I
But
think you're right.
let's go that way. I want to experiment with one thing, and then we can climb the vines. How's that sound?
My idea of getting in the cauldron and just hoisting ourselves up on the chain, is that cool? Like,
It's
I mean,
700 feet of chain to climb.
yeah, I'm just worried, like, totally cool. Like, I get it.
Okay.
But the vines also, like, once we get to that platform, how are we going to get back up? Because that's not all the way to the top, if I remember.
No,
but
but once-
but you're right. But at least it's off the floor that's collapsing.
I mean, to be fair, the entire thing is collapsing.
The high everything's.
There's really no good place to go except for out.
The thing I like about the vines is it brings us to that level where we then have only one more place to go before we have a guaranteed way out. Because we have the rope. We have the rope already there.
Right.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So I say we
But-
run for that.
But I want to try something with the stones first.
Okay.
Tax collector.
Well,
All right,
either way, we got to
he'll-
run out of here.
Exactly. We got to go that way anyway.
In that direction. Yeah.
Crack.
Really goes-
Another piece of the cavern falls and crashes right near you guys.
All right, we got to start moving.
Running.
Running.
All right,
Everybody's running.
so Zarek
So
will
which
run
way are you going?
towards-
Straight up the main road there?
Might as well.
He'll head. He'll go whatever direction you want.
Yeah, up the main road sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so as you do, I mean, that water, that darker blue right there is continuing to rise. You guys are running in, at this part, low ankle deep water. It's not restricting your movement, but it is getting higher. All of the water that's coming down from these walls is rushing down at an even greater pace than it was before. And again, everything is cracking. As you run, there's cracks in the street that you've got to jump over before they get too big and you stumble into them. You also hear the unmistakable sounds of draconians. They are moving in not the same direction that you are, but they are more over to the east over here.
Okay.
There's a lot of talk. You can actually see those cauldrons, one going up full of draconians, and another going down full of gully dwarves.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um,
That's something.
That's
that being
something. I was gonna
said-
say like we could follow them out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
let's do
also,
that.
I mean, and you can see that there's and here really more than see, I guess. I mean, that there's a lot of confusion. But even as you look at the cauldron full of draconians going up, they're yelling and pointing at the gully dwarves. They're yelling and pointing up as loud as they can. You can't understand what they're saying, unfortunately, but there's definitely a lot of confusion, and you can see that the gully dwarves, there are not as many of them, so there was 30 of them basically running into these things every time, not just because you killed some, but but because it looks like the
I
draconians
love
are having
seeing
a
Will like laughing ahead of time, like knowing where it was going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
you can tell that the draconians are having a more difficult time keeping the gully dwarves in check during all of this chaos. You do get to, and you're right. You pass by the passed out drunk draconian, still there. Some of his legs out on the out on the road still. And you do make it to those cubes. You look through them. It looks the same. However, the treasury is now empty, where there used to be those
falling
spectral
apart?
minions. It's definitely it's interesting because it's like an earthquake in here now, right? So everything is rumbling. It's hard to to keep your balance at times. Everything is moving. When you look into those cubes and look into the treasury, it's also shaking and moving, but it's shaking and moving differently than where you are. So if you like move this way, you can see things move and fall off going in the other direction and things like that. So
That's weird.
All right. I want to look and see if I want to go into one and see if there's another way out.
yeah, there is a door in the opposite direction.
All right. I want to open that door.
Are you
Okay.
still on my back?
You haven't put me down yet, so
I mean,
He's just directing.
I'll do it. I'm just, I'm just asking.
Can you open that door, bro?
Remy and Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Elves got those longer ears, so you could just
Yeah,
I'm totally jetpacking you right now.
you totally are.
Yeah, so there are There are actually 2 doors. Thank you, Maria Antonin, for liking the stream. Huzzah!
Ah!
There's actually 2 doors that you see, one of which is open, and that's to the vault.
Okay.
And you can see the vault. There are hundreds of rotting sacks lie within the room. Clay tokens spill from their split sides. 3 skeletons, 2 holding shovels, sprawl half buried in the clay tokens. Their faces grin hideously. 2 alcoves sit in the east wall, moss-covered inscriptions above them are difficult to make out. And then
2
there's
alcoves, you said.
Yeah, and then there's a door.
All right. Can we look at those alcoves quick?
Yes. As you go to those alcoves, you actually see the other guys standing outside the those 2 cubes.
Through the
Like
alcoves.
our companions.
Yep. So even though you wound up in the center of the room, once you ran in there, it looks like these are the doors to go back out to where they are.
Interesting.
The alcoves.
Yep, the alcoves.
Okay. All right. What about the room? What about the other door that's in here?
All right. If you open it,
Mm-hmm. Hang on. Before we open it, I want to cast False Life.
Sure.
Okay.
You get to basically it looks like the courtyard for the treasury. So there's it's like basically a plaza. There's arched buildings surrounding it, tremendous cracked and crumbling pillars strained beneath the rock. They are cracking more and more every second that you are there.
Still the same plane, like still the same level of the cavern.
From where you are, it is difficult to tell. If you go into that room, there's also areas where it's flooding in the center. So from where you are, you can't really see. Although, if you turn, well, if you're looking around, which you would be, you actually can see this waterfall that you've noticed as you were walking around, as well as this waterfall that was coming down.
Yep.
You see this one from this height, and you see this waterfall. You do not see this waterfall falling, but you do hear rushing water to the west of you, which you imagine could be that waterfall going down. So it looks like you could be on the plain above.
I go over to the alcoves, shout out them, "In here, guys! I found a way. It might lead us out."
Okay, sounds good.
Sounds good. Run in.
You run in. You appear in the center of the treasury.
Let's go through the door.
Go through the door. You are now standing here in this area here, which is the courtyard, the treasury courtyard.
Oh.
All right.
So I'm gonna highlight a few things more that you can see.
Gorell is scratching his head.
I'll explain later.
As if
I'll explain later. Let's just go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And those of you who did not fall down the well initially, but made it to that first level, actually notice that this is where you guys were looking in as the others fell down the hole down here. So you know that there's the sewer pipe that some of you managed to go down over here, and there's the crumbling not really stairway, but ladder through the chimney. That's not really even a ladder, but the handholds to the ladder up here, but that's about 10 feet above you.
Right.
That you fell in the water the first time. And you are standing, like I said, right here, right before this water.
The rope goes to about here on the... Hang on. Sorry.
It is possible to these vines, to climb these vines as well.
Like all the way back up?
But it's a hike, yeah. I mean, you're looking at 300 feet, probably.
So the rope that we lowered down this tube...
Oh, that, for as far as you can tell, is still in this tube. But it goes up to here.
Right, but it flows down this way.
Yes.
Okay. So we could try to fight our way up over this chimney thing, or just try to muscle our way up through the tube here and then catch the rope at the juncture. What do you think? I put this to the strong guys. I will.
Totally cool with going up the chimney again because we knew that worked the first time.
But you need a way to get to those handholds, though.
Yeah, the chimney's 10 feet up. The entrance to it.
That's right. We had to.
Can we drop?
Isn't this filling with water?
We could feather fall.
Oh yeah, that water is getting deeper and deeper.
Right. So the water here is getting deeper and deeper, right?
Yep.
So theoretically, that should lift us up to the chimney once we get over there.
We have armor on.
Oh, right.
And
some of us have armor on. Yeah.
Some of us have armor. Weapons.
And also keep in mind that
we have a dwarf with us.
The current the last time washed half of you down here.
True. All right. So I think this might be the best way up.
Yeah.
Crack. The walls, as the things shake, the walls of the treasury behind you crumble into dust.
Does anyone have any rope left, or did we use all of that in the way down?
They used it all up here.
Yeah,
okay.
I think we
grab some vines. Grab some vines. Let's try to cut some vines off and try to use them as best we can to help each other up. You know, the best
floor shakes. Everybody roll a dexterity saving throw.
Curly,
is Zane still on my back?
If he is, then you're doing it at disadvantage.
Well,
you didn't say you put me down, so
I didn't say I was putting you down. Well, that's not good. We both failed anyway, so.
Yep.
All right, who are we missing? The dwarf and the.
They fail.
The dwarf. Well, I don't know. The dwarf has a pretty good time standing up, so he's got a low center of gravity.
That's true. Yeah, I was gonna say low center of gravity.
Oh, and Goldmood's not here, so that's right.
X.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, Jesus.
No, he doesn't. No.
Yeah, so basically everybody who... the only people who saved were Gorell and Curlithlon. You guys are able to keep your balance. The rest of you fall, and, Zane, sort of tumbles off of Zarek's back. Hey, Lee Kim.
Hey.
And, again, the walls are continuing to crack. Things are continuing to crumble. You see the sewer pipe that had already fallen. That was the thing that you guys were crawling in and out of earlier. Start to shake.
Oh,
all right, we got to do this quick.
Let's go.
All right. So, girl's starting to yank vines down.
All right, Curly, you have those fancy
That's
climbing gloves,
going to need a athletics check.
All right.
Oh, I'll help Gorell too.
And you've got to make another dexterity save to make sure you don't fall off the edge.
Great.
Oh man.
Great.
All right. So, which one you want first? The dex.
Do the dex first.
I can.
Oh no!
But if I'm there helping him,
then
does
you
he get
can make
advantage, though?
2 dex checks. Nope, because you're over there. Because you have to worry about yourself.
But if I'm there, oh, I see.
Yeah, this is the dex check. So first you have to make sure you don't fall, which Gorell is starting to.
I was starting to, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
all right,
so
I cast Featherfall on both of them.
All right, you cast feather fall on both of them. You both start slowly falling hundreds of feet
Oh, jeez.
back down here.
The good thing is there's a toilet porter down there. Bloop, bloop.
No, it got
Nope.
crushed.
That room was destroyed.
There's the vines. You can climb back up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
grab
say
up
we
the
can climb
vines.
back on the vines.
Climb back up.
And none of you ever. They're going very slowly right now.
Yeah, you can just
we have
float
no
over
rope.
to the
Can we
vines.
Grab them and pull them
Can we
back.
do one of these?
I'm gonna go over to the vines and frantically cut some off as best I can.
And Curlithlon, were you going to try to grab them?
Yes.
All right, both of you roll dexterity saves.
Boy.
Curlithlon, you're proficient in acrobatics, I think, so you can
Yes.
roll
gonna
that.
use that.
Yeah, I fall.
Ah,
Man.
This is the TPK part of the.
Yeah, so is.
I assume you cast Featherfall on yourself as well.
Yep, sure do.
And Curlithlon, because he's going down. So now all four. There's 4 of you.
Wait, Curlithon.
Wait,
Curlithon got a 19.
Oh, I'm sorry. Curlithlon did get a 19. I thought I looked at Gorell rolled another dex saving.
I thought you
throw
were
for
telling
some
me to
reason.
roll
Yeah,
another
I'm sorry.
dex.
Yeah, no, you've already
First time
you
I'm
failed
actually
it.
being dexterous, and you're
Yeah,
throwing me off
Yeah.
a cliff.
Sorry.
That's because
dude.
there's no stairs.
Yeah. Even so, even if you make your save, you still fall because that's you. That's your thing, man.
Well,
So
So-
yeah, so you're actually able to grab the first 2, and as you do that, Zarek falls off.
Okay, wait. Can
That'd be
I
Zane.
make a save to see if I can grab Zane?
Yes,
Yeah. What do I got to roll? Athletics?
Athletics.
athletics or acrobatics.
No.
I will also give the same roll to Gorell because he's right there near you.
I'm gonna hold the staff out so he can grab the staff and get a second chance if he misses it.
So am
now
I
you
rolling
need
athletics?
athletics or acrobatics. Whatever's better, you can
Wait,
choose.
if the staff is out, can I roll again?
Nope. All right, Gorell. I was put it out of 12. Gorell just grabs him.
Whew.
Nice.
So now, so Curly, you've got
The 4
basically
of us,
the 3 of you,
The chain.
and you pull. You're able.
real man.
Luckily, the Featherfall, they're very light. How long does Featherfall last? 10
a
minutes.
minute.
A minute.
It's like a
that's right.
minute.
Yeah.
So you're able to pull them to the side. This whole more buildings are crumbling. The walls are cracking. The water is rushing up. Water is starting to pour now down through this side of the street that you're on. Those and the sewer pipes are rattling and swaying, and they look more and more precarious as the moments pass.
Well, let's just go. I
Yeah.
don't think we have time for the vines.
Just gotta climb up the chute.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, I need an order.
Curly, go first.
Lee Kim says cast fireball. Yep, that solves everything.
Yeah.
Why not?
Curly,
I'll go and lead there.
Okay.
you got those fancy gloves, right?
I do. Yeah.
He does.
That's right.
And then I don't know. Who's next best at climbing?
Well, Gorell
with
and
these-
Flint should be last. That's all I'm going to
Yeah.
point out.
Because Gorell's the biggest, so he'll take everyone out if he falls.
That's true. That's true. All right, I'll
Um,
be last.
I could be second to last with Zane on my back.
Well, I'll just climb in front of you, and then
Oh, okay, that works.
yeah.
And
So
I'm gonna-
let's go.
I'm gonna put
Let's
Flint in front
go.
of me.
Let's go. Curly, Swiftfox, Zane, Zarek, Flint, Gorell.
Yeah.
Sound
Okay.
good?
Sounds good.
All right. So everybody is going to need to make either a dexterity, a strength, an acrobatics, or an athletics, whatever is the highest. Curlithlon will do so with advantage.
So we're doing
Wait, you
skill
said
checks.
you said
Yeah,
Dex.
It's either dex
acrobatics.
or dex or acrobatics, strength or athletics, whatever's the highest number.
So I can use Arcana for this, right?
Sure.
Very
It's
nice.
not going to help you climb up, but you'll be able to tell if there's any magic here in this old sewer pipe.
That almost
Gorell.
worked.
Oh, everybody was doing so well. Wow, Gorell. That's
Yeah.
disappointing
Good
for
thing
you.
I'm.
No,
Good
that
thing I'm-
second one is
The
Flint.
Flint.
Flint's-
It's tiny.
Well,
Okay.
where you got chances to not. I mean, I'm small, so
That's what I'm saying. If your butt goes in my face, I could just whoop.
no, you just push me up.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
so you're going to need now another athletics or acrobatics, Zarek, to see if you can hold the line as Zane goes sliding into you.
20.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
Nice.
Zarek
I'm
just
used to
wants to get
grab-
the fuck out of here and
You
is
know-
used to Zane falling down and having to grab him and hold him
The
back
first
up.
episode, Jason introduced himself as Jason, who's playing Zane, who's going to rely on everybody else to get his skinny little ass out of
That's
trouble.
true.
I
It's true.
quote,
He did say that.
That is
and
true.
that is what I just did.
Yeah.
And I did say that was going to be my job throughout
Yep.
this entire.
So
And
I will.
And Gorell needs to go ahead. Go ahead.
in the elven gesture of solidarity,
Yeah.
fist bump my brother.
Okay.
Yep.
And then say,
Make another
"Thanks,
deck
bro."
save. No, I'm just kidding. Gorell, I'm
Yeah.
gonna need you to make that same athletics check to make sure that you can catch.
Grab him by the
Flint.
beard. Grab him by the beard.
What?
Grab
Okay,
him by the
yep.
beard.
Yep. So the same thing. So Flint doesn't just go flying back like Zane did. He's just slipping and sliding.
Yeah.
And really not able to move. So Gorell takes one of his big meat hooks there and shoves him up.
He turns around and is like, watch where you're putting your hand.
Yeah.
Get your ass out of my face, old man. Just going back and forth like that.
Oh, are Zarek and Zane? Yeah, they are in the wrong spots here. I'm sorry. Thanks, Left Coast Scott, for pointing that out. I never remember
Really?
who's who. Yeah, in
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's just for this though. Before it was fine.
yeah, in the faces you were in the right place. Just in the battle map here, you're in the wrong spot. So I'll
Thanks
do
for
that.
pointing that out.
So you guys make your way. There we go. To that junction up here. It's not easy, but you guys, for the most part, either had help or rolled well. So you get here. The rope is here, so everything here you get to do at advantage.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was a good thing that you left that rope there. So everybody, again, make an athletics, acrobatics, or whatever your highest strength or dexterity roll is at advantage. Although Zarek doesn't need it, because Zarek's so
I don't
cool, he
need it.
just goes wherever he wants.
But I had the advantage.
Yeah.
Nice.
You would have actually had... I would have even let you make a third roll because of your gloves there, Carlophon, but you didn't need it. You're basically fine climbing shit.
Oh, jeez, there's
Wow.
Flint again.
Gorell's advantage was the same roll.
Ugh.
All right. Flint,
Oh, sorry,
again,
that
is
was
having
Flint.
some
Flint
trouble.
Again.
Went yet again.
And he's mumbling and grumbling about the indignities of climbing sewers that gully dwarves infest. And he's spending too much time with that. He just misses the rope.
Oh my god. So I need another. athletics.
Gorell needs to make another athletics check, but with advantage because of the rope.
Nice.
All
Nice.
right.
It's a good thing you had that advantage.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So you guys make your way back up here to this room. The problem is this is not an easy place to navigate once you get back here because of the crumbling floor,
Oh,
which
booger.
has
Yep.
most of this area on the I guess the left side if we're looking at it from straight ahead, missing. It's
we
It
try
was
the other
already
way?
falling apart. I think
you
so. 'cause
can,
look,
but there is this too.
What about this? Hold on. What about this area here? Stop.
You can get
Just
actually
this
yes,
other
you
side,
can
you
get
mean?
across.
Like
But
this.
actually, you can get across and get to this side. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Go through here and then cut it. Yeah.
Yep. So if you
Yep,
go through the
through this
middle
middle.
there. Yep.
Cut across to
And
here.
again, this
Wait,
whole thing too is shaking and
grab our
rumbling.
rope first.
Oh yeah, pull
Yeah.
the rope back up. Girl pulls the rope
Good
back
All
up.
right.
call. Good call.
Yeah, that is a good call. And you guys make your way to here. This side is also full of just like tombs, where just like the other side that you saw before. So there's 2 tombs in each side and each alcove there, and you're able to make your way up fairly easily to here. Now we've got the broken floor that you need to navigate through, and you would imagine, you don't even need to imagine, Flint will tell you, we really need to be careful because it was bad enough before, now this whole place has fallen to shit.
All right. Curly, can you climb walls with your gloves, or is it just like?
It just
Help you-
helps me on climbing checks. It doesn't
Yes.
turn me into Spider-Man.
No,
I see.
which would be
Okay.
fucking awesome, but no.
Yeah.
But that being said, even if there's the smallest of handholds, it would be possible for him to climb it.
All right. So what if we do this? Tie the rope to Curliflon. Send Curliflon across first. Goral and Zarek, you hold this end of the rope. If he falls, you've got him, and you stay as close to the wall as you can to try and climb on use the wall to your advantage while you're making your way across, and then we'll just kind of try from there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
You're gonna need that dexterity save.
So I tie the rope around Curliflon's waist so he doesn't have to hold on to it.
Yep. As soon as you step. Fall right through. It's remarkably similar to the last time you tried walking on this floor. That being said, you don't fall all the way down because Gorella's right there with the rope, and I mean your feet are dangling, but he's able to pull you right back up.
And I go, I was kind of expecting that.
Yeah.
And I pull you back up.
All right, take two.
All right, here we go.
Slightly better.
Slightly better, and so close. So this one cracks. You don't fall immediately down. You're able to put your foot up off it, and the crack is still there on the. But you know, if you put any more pressure on that, it will fall.
All right. How about this?
If I feather fall him now, will it give him advantage on these checks?
See, here's the thing. Featherfall would make it so he doesn't, and anybody else who has it, you don't fall through. The problem is, it's hard to move. So the reason it worked last time is because you were able to then pull them across. Right. So he could stand there all day.
Yeah. What if he put Featherfall on me and then Gorel threw me?
A fastball special.
It's like throwing a feather, though. You go flying up, and then you land like behind him, probably. It's like
to make me really aerodynamic.
It would look funny.
Just try again. I mean, we got to get out of here. This is the only way out. The only other way out we know is the well.
There you go. Nice. So now he says, "Okay, there's one more square. This has got to be the one." And he gingerly steps on it. Wait, okay, so good. And then run to the stairs, and makes it there. Again, place is shaking and crumbling. The walls. You can see, those of you who are standing looking into that room, in here, that the pieces of earth that were still attached to the bottom here are starting to crumble and fall. The walls over here that this is attached to are starting to crack.
Do you want to send either me or Gorel across?
I think Zarek should go. I think Zarek should go next, and then the two of you hold the rope as tight as you can.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then we'll go over one at a time that way.
Do you have any more feather
Is there
falls?
anything that I can support? Like,
I do.
Wrap the rope around on this side real quick to get a little security on it.
Not
Your
really.
hands.
Yeah.
Well, Zarek is,
I'm just holding it like this.
Zarek's relatively light, so he's got strength. I think Zarek's the next best person to go.
Right, he's strong, but not heavy.
Not 6'5".
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Dexterity save.
How's that?
You step where Curliflon stepped. It cracks. You hold your foot there, afraid to move, and feel if you put any more weight down on this thing, it's gonna just tumble to the ground below.
He's gonna be like, bro.
Was that the last step?
The one directly in front of you, yeah. So you'd have to hop over at this point.
Okay.
But isn't the rope stretched out now?
Yeah, the rope.
Yeah, but it's only got curling on the other line.
Yeah, I mean the rope is not going to negate your weight.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't give it any advantage either.
Not at this point.
Not
right
right
here,
now.
no.
Okay.
All right. So
The
if
advantage
I-
is it didn't.
hang on,
Just didn't crumble as soon as.
Give me
Zarek
one quick
stepped on
second.
it.
I gotta check resources.
Sure. A boulder crashes down behind you, and this whole piece of real estate crashes down 800 feet below.
All right. I will cast Featherfall on myself, Swift Fox, Zarek, and Dwarf. Flint. Sorry.
Flint?
Yes.
Oh, that was racist.
No. How's
I'm just,
okay?
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, Dwarf lives matter.
They do, and this is
Right.
yeah. Let's remember that.
All right. So I will cast Featherfall on all of everyone on this side except Gorel, because Gorel needs his weight right now.
How many can you do at once?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 of you.
Right, but we don't want Gorel to have it yet.
Actually, no. Gorel too. Everybody's as light as a feather. Curly could just
then
pull
Curly
everybody
just pull us
across.
all over.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, we've done this
All right.
before.
So yeah, I will cast it on Gorel too.
You wouldn't
and
know it.
Say, all right,
Everybody link hands.
everyone. No, it's everyone grab the
Forgot
rope
already.
and then
Everybody
Curly
grab
pull
the
us
rope.
across.
Yeah.
That works
Grab the
easily,
rope.
yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you were all there. Curly will actually
That's
start
a lot of fun with this.
running up the stairs, I imagine, instead
No,
of waiting the full
stairs.
minute.
No stairs.
A sweat just starts beating on his brow.
My nemesis.
The stairs are slick, but you're able to start pulling them up before the minute, so you don't have to wait the full minute because that's not going to be great. Interestingly, when you're going up the stairs, you still feel the rumbling and the movement, but it doesn't seem as great as when you were in the rest of the cavern. It feels a little bit more stable in here somehow. You eventually get to the top of the stairs. I assume you're going to move into this room and get out of the building, to get out toward the
Out
building.
of the building.
Swift Fox, I mean, you all see it. You see the body of a woman lying on the opposite end of the statue. You can't see her face, but you can tell by the clothing that it's a plainswoman, and most likely Gold Moon.
Could also be Sunstar.
I was just it
No,
could be
Sunstar. Well, Gold Moon wears a lot different clothing than Sunstar. Sunstar is
Ah.
dressed a lot like Swift Fox, with the,
Okay.
with the leather armor and
Sure,
everything. Whereas Gold Moon is dressed more, not regally necessarily, but just
She's got
not
finer
a warrior.
clothes.
Yeah, and not a warrior.
Well, Swift Fox will go running over there.
Okay.
Go Moon, and he'll turn her over, see if she's alive.
Well, she was already laying on her back, so you put her face down.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I start smothering her.
a little funny.
That's what you get for leaving me.
Yikes! This is really uncomfortable, guys.
Ooh.
The new villain is Swift Fox.
So she's laying on her back. I'll go over and I'll check, see if she's breathing or anything.
She is breathing. You see, clutched in her hands is a medallion, and if you look around, the staff that she was holding
Mm-hmm.
is now tightly in the grasp of the statue.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'll pick her up.
Okay, as you do, she stirs. And she looks at you, and for a minute, it almost looks like she doesn't recognize you. And she says, Riverwind? No.
Yes.
Oh,
That was a joke. She doesn't say that. But that's what she's thinking. But,
Yeah.
and she sort of looks at you and she, even through all of this, and you still hear the rumbling and the cracking and the crumbling of the fallen city of Zak Zaroth below you. And thank you, George Shannon Ferguson, for sharing. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Thanks, George.
And she says, "Thank you, George Shannon Ferguson, for liking." Huzzah!
Thanks, George.
What are you gonna do next, George? I can't wait.
Huzzah!
Thanks, KR1PT Crypt. Is that supposed to be Crypt? For following.
Huzzah!
Oh, wait, no, Crypt _ just. I don't know. Huzzah!
There you go. Okay.
Oh, these Twitch ones are so tough for me.
Thanks for following, Crypt.
You can't just have a name like Guy1. That would be easy.
That's taken.
It probably is, yeah.
Why do you think it's that crazy one?
Guy 58073. So she smiles at you and she says, Do we have the discs?
I just throw her arm around my neck and start moving. Yes, we have them.
And she's like,
put your bauble in
Right.
your pocket so you don't lose it.
It's tied to a platinum chain around her neck.
Ah, even better
Her
then I
bauble.
shan't say that.
Okay.
And
And
the staff that she had is in the
Statue's hands.
yes, and it
The
looks
statue of
like
Mashako?
it's part of the statue, not a separate staff anymore.
So,
Yeah.
So like Gorel is gonna try to like twist it out, or that's not working.
Nope, it's all like it's like one piece of marble carved.
Gotcha.
She's got a medallion now.
Gorel scratching his head yet again.
The fuck's going on? in this place?
Nobody's explaining anything.
We gotta go.
Yeah, so you guys are able to leave the temple.
Huzzah.
There are the sounds as you go through toward the swamps. Sounds of draconians, just everywhere. You see gully dwarves in the distance scurrying about, going in every different direction. Some bumping into each other and falling over as they do.
As the Benny Hill theme is playing.
And you're able to make your way through unless you want to stop and encounter any of these gully dwarves or
No.
draconians.
Nah.
They might be friendly.
In the chaos, you're able to make your way back the way that you came in. On the way back, though, you do notice in that the lower part where the camp was when you first came in, which is the first place you saw a wicker black dragon. You notice that it's not there anymore.
The camp is not there anymore?
Well, the camp is just like there's tents and fires, some out, some still going. But the giant wicker dragon itself is.
Well, no,
gone.
that's down back in the thing. That fool is down.
Yep.
No.
He came and got it and put it there to mess with you.
Only we had known.
And it was very easy for him because he's big and he could fly through that big hole.
Right.
So yeah, so you don't see or hear any sign of a dragon, and you are able to make it. Really, it takes the better part of the day, but you're able to make it to the top of the mountain before you get to the swamps, where you found that path that led down into the plains. And as you stand there, you can see the entire plains, because you've got a good vantage point here, have been completely razed. They're black. There's still smoke smoldering from the ground. There are no structures that you can see at all. It's just black earth as far as the eye can see. And looking further into the distance, there are, because it's late now and dark, you can see the orange glow of Solace burning.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
Oh, that's solid. Okay.
Oh,
And we'll
That's
take a
pretty
little
far in
bit
the
of it.
distance, though, right?
It is. And if it were daytime, you probably wouldn't notice it. But since it's at night, you can see this glow, and you can, for those like Curliflon and Swift Fox, know right away what's happening. And we'll take a quick break there, because from here we're going to move into our next module.
What?
So
Dragons of Flame.
yeah, so you guys will be able to get a rest here, a long rest. If you didn't level up your character before, you can level him up now to level 5. And guys, we will be right back. So we're going to take a little bit of an early break as we move into the next chapter here of DragonLance : Dragons of Flame.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back.
Done. Did you get the new overlays?
No. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I almost did, but I didn't finish them. Next time. We'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you, folks, for hanging out, waiting for us, and joining us here on D&D Friday as we are now into DragonLance: Dragons of Flame. So, morning rises. You guys are fully rested. The first good rest you've had in a long time, although it's on the Sentinel Peaks and not so comfortable for most people, but a lot better than where you've been over the last couple of days. So, what are you guys going to do? Remember, you've got the discs. Mashakal had tasked you to finding the true leader of the people to give those discs to. Will, the stuff that's on Goldmoon's character sheet can now be used, as she is now a cleric of Mashakal.
That's nice.
What she was holding was her holy symbol. I got it.
Yep. It was what's called the Medallion of Faith. I will show this to everybody.
Ooh.
That's so cool.
Fancy.
It looks like a cross between like an ancient Roman coin and a mushroom.
It sure does.
Yeah.
And what else? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Mushroom.
And a mushroom.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
All right.
Wait, so it like undergoes mitosis?
Yes, it does undergo mitosis, Gary. That's really, it's the only thing it does.
Okay.
This coming from somebody who is grown up worshiping the Seeker gods. So of course,
Right.
he's a little dismissive of the of this new medallion.
It's like, that's so stupid.
All right. So anyway, you guys are effectively. This is not quite where I want you to be, but you're, somewhere over here. What are you gonna
How
do?
did we
What
get
do you
over
want?
there?
I bed you up.
Okay.
Can you ping that one more time?
Yeah, you're on like the East Wall Mountains over here.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you.
The true what of the people?
Leader. Comes a voice in your head. It's actually Goldmoon slaps you upside the head. Leader, you idiot.
I'm sorry. I'll never mind.
Well, I guess we can cross one person off that list. We're narrowing it down.
True
Where the
leader
heck?
of the people.
Where the hell are we gonna find that? Where's the biggest
Well,
metropolis from here? Down
Solace,
south, right?
Solace is burning.
Well,
Yeah.
Solace was
Yeah,
still
it's not
kind of
Solace.
small,
Haven is the biggest metropolis.
but that's
in
the
this
Seeker
area.
God place, right?
Well, it's secret controlled, and that's over on the other side of
All the way over
Darkenwood.
there.
Yeah.
We could go home. To the Qyalinesti.
Yeah, and Zarek will say, "Bro, I don't know if I want you going home."
I don't know either, but at this point, what choices do we have? The plains are burning.
The planes are burnt.
Yeah, paints are burnt.
we could go to
Solace is
Gateway.
fine.
But I doubt that Gateway has fared much better than Solace.
We could try Gateway on the way.
Yeah.
Goldmoon stands up and says, "It's not far out of our way. Would we be able to check on Keishu and check on my people, see if there's anyone left alive?"
From where we are, that makes the most sense to head there first.
Yeah.
If we can, and if there's anything salvageable there in terms of your people being alive or maybe some materials we could use for our journey. We are kind of under-equipped right now. It's a great idea.
Everyone agree?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a number 8, a number 25, and a number 26 with nothing written on it. What are those? Hold on.
You've already been past all that.
Cursed lands. Okay, that's out.
Yeah, you've already been. That's the direction
Forsaken-
you came from.
Forsaken Pass. That's a no. All right.
You already came from all those. That's the way you went in, basically.
Yeah, let's stop by Keishu.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So
Swift Fox does not look happy about that decision, but he doesn't say anything.
okay. And Gold Moon still is a bit cold to you, although she obviously is relieved that you made it out of Zach Saroth, and you could tell, throughout the journey yesterday, but there's still.
Oh, I haven't forgotten how when I
Still-
grabbed her, she went, Riverwind.
She didn't actually say that. I was joking.
I know.
But in her eyes, you could tell.
River Wind.
Yeah. She's got them tattooed on her eyelids, like the girl
Right.
from Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones,
Sorry. Yeah. So, as you guys make your way through the plains, there's nothing. You don't hear the sounds of draconians anymore. You lost those in the distance as you went through the Eastwall Mountains. There's no sounds of animals. The late autumn wind bites sharply. The yellow-brown grass withers in the rushing cold, but the feeling is much more disturbing than that of normal seasons. In many places, the plains are marked by tracks of crude two-wheeled carts and many clawed footprints. Thousands must have passed this way. Nothing is alive here, neither the wild animals that normally inhabit these areas nor the occasional settler scratching a living from the harsh land. Most ominous of all these signs are the great black scars stretching for hundreds of yards along the ground, often through the charred remains of farmhouses. Fire has gutted and collapsed these dwellings. The thick smell of death and decay fills the air, and even the wind is silent. You make your way unencountered by anything. There's, again, nobody out here except for you guys. Once you get into Keishu, Gold Moon composes herself, but immediately tears up as the Keishu land is almost as barren as the surrounding plains, and all of the buildings are shattered and burned. Many blackened bodies sprawl in the empty streets. The air here is hot and thick, laced with the odor of ash and decay. When the wind does pick up, it picks up the ash of building, of crop, of people and animals, and just sort of scatters them throughout the area. Splintered timbers and scorched stones litter the narrow streets, and smoke drifts the abandoned town. Everything is dead and silent. As you move through the center of the town to the area where Swift Fox unfortunately knows well, it was the place where he was stoned at the beginning of the adventure. And in the center of that town, there are 4 people strung up, their bodies burned beyond recognition. Gold Moon runs over to them and collapses on her knees in front of them and yells, "Father, Mother." And Swift Fox, you know that this is the chieftain, his wife, and his 2 sons, the older brothers of Gold Moon.
I'll go over and immediately start cutting him down,
Okay.
laying him out.
As you do that, she says a silent prayer to Mashakal.
What is the burial practice of the Keiju?
It would
There you
be,
go, DM.
A funeral pyre, but at this point, that might be a little bit of rubbing salt in the wound.
Well, after I get him cut down and laid out, I'll start going around and seeing whatever I can find that can be used as an improvised shovel.
Okay. Thank you, Rui M. Almedia. I can't pronounce anything today. I'm sorry. For
What do you
following,
mean
huzzah! Yeah, well, today's even worse than normal. I'm usually bad, but
Rui
today's
M.
really bad.
Almedia.
Yeah.
Almedia. Yeah, there you go. Huzzah! Sorry. All right. Was it 1, 2, 3?
We did
Huzzah!
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 There we
But you
go.
get 2 for me messing up your name.
There you go.
Thank you, Ariamis, for following. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Thanks, Arianas.
You're saying that as if I pronounced it correctly. I don't know if I did. Anyway, here's where we are. There's really there's not a lot left.
Yeah.
Zane's gonna try and find anything to salvage at all.
Rui. There we go. Oh, Aramis is the same one. Aramis and Rui are the same person. Well, welcome.
Well, there you go.
So
Zarek will help him do that.
yeah, there's nothing usable here. Unless you like charred dead bodies.
Nope. I mean, they're not my favorite, but
But that's all there is.
There's no barbecue sauce, so I mean,
oh,
Oh no!
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah, I
will
told you he
that
was.
playa.
I told you he was the villain.
wait a minute. Wait, you guys are talking about eating dead people, but as soon as I throw barbecue sauce into the conversation, that's too far.
There's a limit.
yeah, and you crossed the line, Will. Yeah,
I did.
sorry.
I did.
Barbecue sauce. That's it. That was the line.
So we're not going to go into the joke about whether it be mesquite or honey.
No, we're not. No, we're not. God damn it. Anywho, after a while, and she takes her cloak off and sort of tries to cover her parents at least the best she can with it. Just as Swift Fox has sort of laid them down. Captain Mymorph said should have just stuck with hot wing sauce. That's blue cheese. Yeah, that's. I don't know how that would work out. Then again, I'm a pseudo vegetarian, so what do I know? Anyway, she'll stand up and she says, "There's nothing more we can do here. Maybe there's more good we can do in Solace or wherever you want to go."
There's nothing at all salvageable, like not even like stuff to make a campsite out of, anything
Nope.
like that. Nothing. Okay, great.
Nope.
Cool.
Totally
Cool.
destroyed.
Cool.
And it was
Um,
destroyed with fire, presumably not acid.
Yes, definitely fire.
Okay.
And Riverwind and Sunstar did mention large red dragons.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't your old pal Onyx who did it. It was some new friends.
Onyx wouldn't do this. He's such a nice guy.
You guys really hit it off.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he could have killed Zane, but he didn't.
Yeah.
He's just not very good at killing.
Yeah, it's not him.
He's not. He's totally out of practice, too.
Yeah.
He's been stuck in that fucking hole for 300 years. So
You got to get out more. you know?
yeah, he's used to just snacking on gully dwarf. I mean, there's really nothing.
They don't put up a fight.
No.
They're very greasy.
Yeah, they slide right down. You don't even need barbecue sauce with gully dwarf.
Oh.
After Swift Fox is done with burying Goldmoon's parents, he'll awkwardly try to comfort her.
All right, she will accept your comfort.
Solace.
Now, where do you want to go?
Oh, there. Okay.
Do we want to check out Solace to see if there's anything there?
I mean,
Yes.
it's not a bad idea, and it's not terribly far out of the way. We don't have a better. Like, where are we going to go ultimately? Like, what's our destination?
I'm at a loss for that, but don't you folks still have people in Solace? Wouldn't you like to check on them?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
do we know where? Like, I mean, we probably do have some friends that are still there.
Yeah, you didn't really get a chance to. The only one you really got to talk to was Tika and Odic at the.
Yep.
Inn of
We
the
don't know
Last
where
Home.
Qyara went. Qyara was not in Solace last we were there.
No.
Yeah, so I need to retcon something because I wasn't there the day I wanted to do this. Zarek would have shared with you around the campfire the night that we left Solace that Qyara was not going to be joining us. That was the letter that Zarek got in the first episode. And
Gotcha.
I intended on doing that the second episode, but I was out, so.
Okay.
Well, I think
Do we know where she went?
I'll tell you in a second. I do.
Maybe.
So here's what the note says. It says, "Dear Zarek, I'm sorry to write that business up north with my new master has detained me, and I will not be able to attend our long overdue reunion. Please share with the others my deepest regrets and send my love to my brother, Gorell Flint, and of course, to you. I hope to see you all soon." So he would have shared that with you on the night that we all escaped and decided.
Why don't we can just talk about it now because this is a good time to bring it up as we're talking about people in Solace.
So wait, I just want to check. My name wasn't on that list.
I read it weird. It meant like my brother Gorell because you were both related to that. They were both raised by Flint.
By Flint.
Yeah.
That sounds like you went on that list, Curly.
Yeah.
I think it was just I read it weird.
Oh no! Sounds like Gorell was on the list.
So I was on the list, or no? Because Curly would want to know. Was he actually on the list?
Please share with the others my deepest regards, and send my love to my brother Gorell. So like, meaning like the others.
I get it. I got it.
Like, it's like Gilligan's Island, like you and Zane are the rest.
In the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The pecking order is established.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Flint pipes up and he says, "What's this about our master?"
Zarek will say, I don't know. I figured maybe you and Gorell would know."
No, we went south. Curly went north with Qyara when we split up 5 years ago.
Where'd you guys go, Curly?
North.
Yeah.
We went to other, okay, guys?
We headed north. We got on a ship heading north, and as soon as we got to the northern continent, she left.
She ditched you.
Yeah.
You in the north, huh?
And I never got a letter to find out what happened.
Well, it sounds like we may have at least an ally to the north. If we can go find her. But the north is kind of a big spot, isn't it?
There's a lot going on up north, yeah.
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going to go to Solace, I think stopping over with the Kikiri. And
not a bad idea.
Check on them. We're not necessarily brothers of the plane, but in these dire circumstances, I think past squabbles can be put behind us.
All right, is that where you want to head?
I think so.
I mean, we're gonna have to go that way if we want to check out Solace anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. It'll take you the better part of the day, but you get there unhindered. It's very, very similar to what you saw in Keishu. Burnt buildings, large black gashes in the earth and through houses and buildings, and everything is destroyed. Bodies littering the streets. Everybody roll a perception check. Finally. Okay. So you guys are still a little shaken up by all this, and except for Zane, who you guys are kind of get a little bit of a taste of what he sees every day. So there's really, and underneath a pile of rubble and bodies, there's something stirring, and you hear somebody, with a painful groan, very, very, soft. Hard
Quick,
to
Gorell, hit it
hear.
with your hammer.
No, that's KD saying no.
I mean, I could.
No.
Swift
do have
Fox
a
will go
hammer.
over and start unpiling the bodies upon whatever is in there.
All right. It is a tribesman, an older man, gray hair, dark skin, really beaten up. And he sees you and he looks at you and he says, Did you see it? Are there any left? Is anyone left?
I don't think so, Grandfather.
You must have seen those demons, the dragons flying overhead.
We heard of them, but we didn't see them.
They destroyed
Goldmoon,
everything.
come over here and give a little sucker to this man. So ooh, that was good.
That's a good one. Yeah, he's
Nice.
healed. I mean, you got 10 to start with, so he's.
He probably freaks out because she
He
comes
look-
over,
yeah,
pulls
he,
out, and
yeah, he his eyes go wide, and he says, "How?"
Oh, the gods have returned.
And he just looks, and just tears just stream down his face. His eyes get red. He says,
Yeah, cool, isn't it? What happened?
Dragons, they came first, flying overhead, scorching the earth, and then the armies came, the dragon men, killing anybody that was left, taking the strong, the warriors, the young, anyone who was not fit to work. He just looks around at the bodies on the ground and says, anyone who was not fit to work, they killed.
To work where?
I don't know. That's all they said. I know that they came here first, and then were moving. Some moved south, and some moved further to the west.
Where did they come from?
The north is all I know. They appeared out of nowhere.
Came from the north. Okay.
That answers the question of where we're not going to go.
Always the hero.
Bravely ran away.
Yeah. He says, There's no one left?
No. You can come with us. We're on our way to Solace. And then we're going to attempt to go further south.
I fear that there is nowhere safe on this earth, on this world anymore.
You might be right about that, grandfather.
While this is happening, once Zarek hears him asking if anyone's left, he's going to take a look around, see if there's anybody.
Sure.
Yeah, I will help.
You guys look around and everybody else is gone.
Okay.
He looks at you and he says, I thank you for this and what you've done, and
You must
the
have
hope.
faith.
I do. I've seen what you can do. And he looks at Gold Moon. He says, but if it's all the same to you, this is my home. I will stay here and tend to the dead.
If you wish. Be safe.
You too. I thank you. I thank you all.
Find a good place to hide at night. I'm sure Brother Wolf will be around with his pack, if you know what I mean. They'll be hungry after the dragon attacks, I'm sure.
If even they are still alive.
All right, take it easy.
Peace out.
Do that again. That was good. I can't. Yeah, see, no, mine's way awkward.
Super bad, yeah. All right. Where to? Head to Solace before nightfall?
Solace.
I think we try to get to Solace, yeah.
Okay. You do get to Solace. It's nightfall. The scene bears no resemblance to the lofty forest that was here only a week ago. The beautiful and legendary Valenwood trees have been hacked, uprooted, and burned. Only a few of the mighty trees still stand among the vast ruin of blackened branches and low, thick stumps. The elegant tree city of Solace is now only a few ramshackle huts on the ground amidst the wreckage. Thank you, Troy Wood, for liking the stream. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Thanks, Troy.
South of the city, strange creatures are building a tall pole fence. Apparently, they intend to fence in the ravaged community, at least from what you can tell. In the central square of the scorched branches and smashed homes, many blackened stakes have been driven into the ground, like a dark parody of some ancient temple of the true gods. Unlike Keikiri, however, Solace is not a ghost town. A few lights twinkle in the windows of some of the buildings, and humans, dwarves, and elves can all be seen aiding in the construction of the fence. They seem to be taking orders from a number of whip-wielding dragon men. Many other bands of dragon men are visible poking through the brush of the fallen trees. These bands are heavily armed and seemed to be organized into patrols. The Inn of the Last Home, by the way, no longer that tree, which was the largest tree, that tree is gone. The inn is on the ground. It looks like it was ripped from the trees and put there by something pretty big. The inn part is gone. All that's left is the tavern, from what you can see. And it looks like they sort of hastily built walls. Not that great of a job, but built walls to sort of keep it standing, were the parts that was ripped off and or destroyed. And this is what you see in Solace.
Do
Well,
the
we're definitely
people look ragged or
Yes.
malnourished or
Yes.
they do? Okay.
all of those things.
And when you say the tree is gone, do you mean it's burnt or just gone?
It's that tree in particular is burnt to the ground. Others have been uprooted. Others have been hacked down. But that tree in particular is just burnt to a crisp. So most of it is just completely gone, and there's just a giant bird stump behind the what's left of the Inn of the Last Home.
Well, I think Curly and Swift Fox would get everybody into a nice hiding position.
Okay. Yeah, you're in a spot where, you're still on the outskirts, and it doesn't look like anyone's seen you. You got there as the patrol was sort of walking past already, so there's nothing there now except you can still see, the remnants of the people who were helping or being forced into servitude of the Draconians building that fence to the south. Although the work seems to be slowing down as it gets darker.
Maybe, Curly, you and I should go do a reconnoiter, see how many of these dragon folk we have to deal with.
Yeah, that's a good idea. How big was the patrol?
There were, probably 10 or so.
Okay. And that's the only group of them we've seen?
There were also more down south. All with whips.
Okay.
And there was probably another 15 or 20 down there. And there were also, like I said, there was the makeshift, what looks like a mockery of a temple in the center, which, it's just built with like large, blackened wooden stakes, probably from the Valenwood trees, you would imagine. It's hard to see inside there. Sorry, go ahead,
The
Katie.
temple is the new gods, right? Or the old gods?
No, it's something different than you've ever seen. Zane,
Okay.
Roll a history check.
It's Takesis.
On it.
That's a good guess.
Well, she was released into the world as well. We know that.
You do feel like this would be a temple to Takesis.
Called it.
And again, there's also there are other buildings that are still, none of them are in their trees anymore. They're all on the ground. And there are a number of, tents and, sort of makeshift structures as well. It doesn't look like there's a ton of these guys, certainly far fewer than what you saw in Zaxaroth and and even fewer than the ones that you, maybe around the same amount as you saw in that camp at Zaxaroth where the Wicker Dragon used to be. There was about 30 or 35 or so you figure there might be, from what you can tell so far, about that many here, but you don't know inside.
Yeah, well, I think
like
it makes sense to, as Silver Fox said, do a little reconnoiter and try to get a better idea of both the number and location of the enemy.
Sure. Both of you guys roll stealth checks.
I just want to point out that Gary called me Silver Fox. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I didn't even notice. Seemed reasonable to me.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, right? So stealth, you say, right?
Yes.
And you're not giving us hero points, am I correct?
Dude, how many times are you going to ask that? How many times am I going to tell you no?
Well, persistence, you hope somebody slips up, Nat 20!
You didn't even need it. Yeah, you guys are able in the cover of darkness. And again, they don't, even the patrol doesn't seem like on alert, like they're, they're casually walking through. The ones over by the fence now are, letting the humans and elves and dwarves that are helping them. And it also seems a little weird that there are some elves and dwarves here, by the way. I'm going to point that out. Not something you've typically seen lately here, especially even like when you were here the last time.
Elves, dwarves, and
humans.
The Draconians are working together to put
this sort of. The Draconians seem to be forcing the labor of the other three groups.
I guess that was my question.
Yeah.
All right. So, Gorell is using every ounce of control he can not to go over there and start bashing heads with his hammer. Just putting that out there, guys.
Yeah, so you guys make your way around, and Solace is not huge. Oh, everybody did get messed up. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, they did. Anyway, bear with me a second because I'm also doing something else in the meanwhile while I'm talking. And I can do
DM.
2 things at once, but not 3. So I'll move you back to the other screen momentarily. So anyway,
when I'm doing the reconnoiter,
yeah,
I'm also going to be looking at trying to find possible, for one, the locations of the prisoners and where they're at, and possible locations of maybe where this is really stretching it, but like a weapons cache, with a door wide open and a snoozing guard next to it or something like that.
No, that would be awesome, but no. What you do see, though, is the only structure that has always been on the ground, which is the forge, where Theros Ironfeld,
is he there?
worked. He is not there. There are, however, 2
He's off leading the
Draconians.
resistance.
The 2 Draconians are now working that. So that's what you see.
Okay. So
what's the plan of attack? Gorell asks.
I don't know if we could take all of these.
Oh, I know we could take all these. And he's just kind of spinning his hammer in his hand. I know we can do this.
There's not that many of them.
all we gotta do is start an uprising, and then
we free everybody else.
Free everyone. They'll create a barricade, and then they'll sing about it, and French Revolution will happen, and then it'll be okay.
And the glory will be ours forever.
That's right.
That sounds pretty solid.
Did we go to sleep?
Did we get a number on about how many draconians there are?
Yeah, there's about 35 from what you saw.
30 to 40.
Yeah. Gotcha. Thank you.
So we wait till night, because at night they're going to be pretty much all together.
Well, it is night, right?
Right. It's somewhere around 7:30 or something like that when it just got dark here.
Now, is there obviously there's got to be some sort of pen or someplace that they're keeping the prisoners.
It actually seems, and you guys would see this as you're walking around, that they let them go back to their homes.
Okay.
Well, that makes it a little more difficult, actually.
So
now again, and there aren't that many, and there's not. You do notice as you're walking around that this is a place where there used to be around 400 or 450 people living, maybe 500 people. There are far less now.
And the and the elves and dwarves that are also there, do they look like they're the elves and dwarves that were always there, or do they look like they just kind of came in? Like,
hard to
do we
tell.
recognize any of them? Is my question.
You guys haven't. Curlithlon, roll a perception check.
I don't recognize anybody.
He doesn't. This is like.
Who the fuck are you?
This is like Gaz in real life. Do you remember? No. Do you remember this? No. Do you remember? No. There may be some people that seem familiar. None of the elves and dwarves seem familiar.
You look vaguely
maybe some of the humans. Hard to say.
So dude, that's your cousin.
So wouldn't Gorell
call me elderly woman behind the counter in a small?
Well, you guys are still, from what I understand, out by the toward the entrance of the city through the
but like we saw
They were far south, so it'd be hard to see, and also in the dark, hard to tell.
Okay. All right.
But we'll when we come back, we'll tell him.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't take you guys, again, a ton of time to do that. It'll take you probably 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
Yeah, there's roughly 35 of them in there. That's quite a large number. Unfortunately,
Wouldn't Gorell and Flint know people there? Wouldn't we want to like check on at least those people that we know?
Sure. I would imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, all of you have lived there for some time.
right.
I mean, Gorell, Kurlithlan, Flint, longer than Zarek and Zane, but even Zarek and Zane have been there for a long time now. Number of years.
What are you talking about? I don't know any of these people.
You don't remember shit, but you should know.
so like finding Theros would probably be a good thing.
We don't see him anywhere, though, right?
No.
But he
Although
does he
there are
live at
lights
the-
on. There are lights on at the inn.
Does he live
Yeah, I
at
was
the
gonna say we
forge?
should go to the inn.
No, he had another house.
Maybe we
would
should
tell
go
you.
check his house.
All the
Maybe
houses are. I mean, nothing is like it was. Again, everything.
only-
Any structure is now on the ground.
So the only
There's-
two recognizable buildings are the forge and the inn.
Yeah, and then again, you can recognize some of the houses, but like they're like
We don't know
that-
whose are whose.
Yeah, you don't ever. Yeah, and they're all in different spots. They've all been, basically moved toward the, center of the town.
So it's likely that the forge or the inn are our best shots of something. And you said
Yeah.
there's Draconians manning the forge?
There are.
Probably Draconians drinking in the inn too. I don't think that
Probably.
anybody but those with scales on their skin get to really do what they want here. I mean, if we go walking
why
in
not-
there, they're gonna try
Well-
to capture us.
So
Bro, why
I
don't you
can.
try to look like one?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I could disguise myself to look like one of them. And then I also learned a new trick. I could take one of you with me.
Oh.
Oh.
You would be invisible.
Ooh, Gorell's like, yes. Take me. It won't. They literally won't see me coming.
I was kind of thinking that Curly might be the better choice there. I mean, he's
You shut your mouth.
Shut your
Well, Curly could probably.
I'm like,
you
hey,
and
go
Curly
ahead,
can.
man.
You and Curly can sneak in anyway, can't you guys? You guys are pretty stealthy as it is.
That's right. I'm too big to sneak around.
Everything's on ground level now. I'm great.
Yeah,
there
exactly.
you go. No
Figures it all.
stairs.
Zarek will say, I'm not letting you go in alone.
No, obviously you'd be the person that would come with me.
If he had hair, he would flip it. He'd be like, oh.
Totally looks at Gorell and does it too.
I look at Gorell. Sorry, buddy. He's got
Fine.
boobs. When next time I can cast this at a higher level, I'll get both of you.
When we were looking around, did we see one of the Draconians that was obviously in charge?
Hard to tell.
Okay.
You saw a few of the different kinds of Draconians that you've seen in the past, so it's not all just the one kind. But it's hard to say who was in charge of anybody in particular. Like I said,
Different kinds meaning like the kind that explode, the kind that turn to acid. The kind
I was
that-
thinking the exact same
Exactly.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So we can recognize them now?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
You've spent enough time with
Yep,
them to
yep.
tell
Fair
who
enough.
does what. And I will let you know if you happen to fight any who does what, which
All
ones
right.
you're fighting and what they do. But yeah,
Well,
like I
if
said,
we-
nobody seems to be on alert here. Like,
I would imagine that, like,
and they're
yes, a
building this
bunch of-
thing. Yeah, but they're not like this is like it doesn't seem like this is, like a base of operations. It seems like they rolled through here. And they probably liked Odic spiced potatoes, so they're walling this place in to make it like a little waypoint, since that's essentially what Solace was historically anyway, just to humans and elves and dwarves. Thank you, JD Assay, for liking the stream. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Thank you, JD.
But again, none of them seem that concerned about much of anything. Like even the guys with the whips, who were making the humans and elves and dwarves, build that wall, weren't even rough about it. You know, like it seems like this is like it almost seemed, and Curlathon and Swift Fox really would have gotten a better view of this. It almost seemed like this was part of routine now. Now the humans and elves and dwarves did not look happy with the situation, certainly. But almost resigned is probably, like this seems to have been happening for a few days at least, and this is like they've kind of resigned themselves, like this is life now.
How long have we been gone?
A week.
Like a week.
So how? Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they were here when we left. Remember? There was
the Draconian.
There weren't Draconians, but there were like goblins, and those guys were already here.
And there were Draconians on the road.
That's true. Yeah,
right outside of Solace.
So when we left, they were already here. We just
do we see any goblins or hobgoblins?
No. Interestingly, you haven't seen any of those.
Okay. So no, obviously, no one is armed. Right?
Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Antonio, for liking the stream.
There you go, brother. That's how you do it. Huzzah!
To be fair, no one can pronounce my last name on first try either. So
I still can't pronounce your last name.
Zeidler.
Isn't it like
write that in my notes?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Perfect.
Yep. Adam Zigamaragadoodon.
It's got a nice ring to it.
I'll be impressed if next week if you can spout it just that quick.
If nothing else, Gaz won't know the difference. He won't remember.
That's true.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, here's the problem with you going in there all disguised. We don't speak lizard folk.
I could just not talk.
Yeah, but when they start talking to you, what are you going to do then?
I'll hit them.
I'll
point at your throat and, pretend you've got your voice. Your voice.
Keep some lozenges on you when they say something.
Human disease. It's what happens when you eat too much human flesh. You lose your voice.
Wow.
Hey.
So none of the prisoners are armed, obviously.
No.
So it looks like we could probably walk in relatively easily and just assimilate into the population if we were unarmed.
Right now, between you and the inn is a road. And like I said, there's that one group patrolling, which is around back now at this point.
Yep.
So
there's
nothing really stopping you from going to the inn.
There was 10 in the group that were patrolling, right?
Yes.
Is that what you said, Rizzy?
Uh-huh.
Why don't we go and take care of those patrollers first? It'd be easier to maybe try and take one of them alive. We can interrogate them as our leisure. And that'll deplete the lizard folk that are up in here now.
Sure. We'd have to find them, and that risks exposure.
Well, you said that they moved and they're going out the back away. Is there a way that we could just follow them but keep towards the woods and away from the center building?
The only way to follow them is to go back around where the ones by the fence were. You could go the other. You could go around the other way, but then you'd be coming face first to them.
Adam, would you happen to have a map or no?
I've got a map, but sort of. I got a map of Solace.
Solace. I mean, also, Curly and I could just use our arrows and take them out from afar.
Yeah, we have some distance that we can use too once we see them.
Oops.
I mean, how many were down south? Were
like I said, there was another 10 or so, 15.
So
I'm assuming we came from where the Kekiri are all the way up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the inn is still relatively where it was?
Yes. In the same spot, just on the ground.
And the blacksmith as well?
Yes. That hasn't moved or changed.
Okay, where was that patrol going?
The patrol now is probably over here, thereabouts.
There you go. So
So if we
We can-
skirt the north,
yeah,
kind of this way,
yeah.
intercept them somewhere over here with cover of fallen trees and stuff in that area.
And it's dark.
And it's dark. We might be able to get the drop on them. We don't know if they can see in the dark, and none of you can. Well, no, 2 of you can.
That's not true.
I can. You and I both can.
Yeah,
I don't think they
two
could
guys.
see in the dark. Didn't we establish that?
Well, they can't see in the darkness, which is different.
Ah, maybe that's what it was. Okay. Well, we'll find out. How dark is it? Is it moonlight or is it like cloudy? Is it?
No, there's moonlight, and there's also, again, there are lights flickering. Like there's, the lanterns still up outside of houses, outside of the inn, along the roads. It's not
So
dark. It's
Dark
it's,
enough,
it's
dark enough to hide in shadows, but not too dark that you can't see.
sure.
Like
Yeah,
street
definitely.
light.
Thank you, Patrick Patterson, for following.
Huzzah!
Ah!
Thank you, Patrick.
Oh,
Well, here's this.
Everybody's messed up again. What happened?
Now down south is another. Okay, so
Whereabouts are they building the wall, Adam?
The southern part of this map. So like basically it's down here.
Like this area? Okay.
yeah.
cool. All right. So that's a pretty decent length away. And that's the other main concentration of the Draconians that we've seen?
That you've seen.
yeah.
Okay. So
You
there's
also have
probably
it.
some
You, I mean,
building-
you also did like a skirt around. You didn't look inside buildings or anything like that.
Well, we're going to
Okay.
have to take these guys out piecemeal anyway. So why don't we just start off with this patrol, and then
Yeah.
when everything goes to hell, then we'll figure out what we're doing after that.
Flint
Because
says-
Burn
whether-
that bridge when we come to it.
Right?
Flint
Because
says,
whether
"Do
or
we
not
want?" Flint just says, "Do we want to get a better idea of what's going on here in the town?"
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because
See if we can get to the inn and
forced labor,
where are we going to go if things go bad?
I mean,
we can always
No
run back
voice.
to that cave that we hid in the last time.
But that's across the lake.
Yeah, that's
We'd have
this
to go
way.
yeah,
Through
that's a
town.
ways away. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's right.
I mean,
And I'm not getting another one of those goddamn boats.
I mean, it's up to y'all. I mean, this is your home. I'm not going to begrudge someone who wants to fight for their friends and family and their homes, but I'd just as soon pass through and continue on. I mean,
Where are we going? Is the question. I mean, I think
further south. I mean, until we find some sort of sign or something that's going to help lead us to an extremely mythical figure of the best of us all, or whatever the hell that thing is. I'll take that note sometime.
Leader of the people. True.
That's
leader
what
of
I
the
said.
people.
That's exactly what I said. But until we can find this true leader of the people, I mean, we're going to be wandering around in the dark anyway. So the only thing that I could think of is possibly to go to larger centers of population. I'm at a loss. So Gold Moon's here, so
Okay, what if there are caverns a little further south in the mountainside? Why don't we go
Yes.
there and make that our little base of operations?
to get there, we'd have to go through the wall they're building, or all the way around.
I thought the wall was further south of that.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
much
where the
further.
cavern
I
is.
mean, they would be able to see you pretty easily if you walk to the, because the
All right.
caverns are here.
Right.
They're building the walls like over here, like in this area.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you could
And
do
the-
it, and you.
and the
you
caverns
might,
are
and
where
I
we-
mean,
it is
I'm
over
talking
here.
about like right now, while it's dark, while they would have trouble seeing us. Yeah, I mean,
Where are the caverns?
Number
they're
7.
down at number 7 here.
I see.
And at
That's right by where they're building the wall.
all the better to watch them from. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
I mean, we
Sorry,
don't
guys,
build a
overrated.
fire. We keep it dark. We don't build a fire.
Yeah.
I'm sure along the way we could probably take out a couple of them.
No, we don't want to do that yet because it'll tip our hand that we're here. Let's just go to the caves first, see what's going on there. Who knows? Hold on. Who knows? Maybe some of your friends made it away and are hiding up in them caves right now.
I still think that's real close to the wall builders.
Well, it's like you said. We've got you two are pretty good shots with bows and arrows. If you need to take a couple of them out.
I mean, we established that it's not to engage, but
no, that's what you established.
Collect information.
No, you said that.
No better time to go than now at night. We can
Gorell is getting very anxious to get a fight.
The mountainside. Go to the caverns, and then if one of you wishes to try and go and collect information from Intanya, I mean,
that's what I vote for. Let's get to the caverns first.
Yeah, I second that.
That makes sense.
At least we'll have somewhere to operate out of, or at the very least run to if we need to.
All right. So you're gonna go down toward.
How big are these squares, by the way? I'm assuming pretty big.
Yeah, they're pretty big. I mean, it'll take you. I mean, again, this place isn't that big though, but it'll take you a good 20 minutes to get to the caverns from where you are.
Okay, so that would mean that even though we're closer to where they're building the wall, it's still pretty far away from it.
It's not directly on top of it, no, but
Yeah.
it's a good shot. I mean, it's a clean line of sight.
Okay.
So,
well, maybe for them, but not Curly and I. Definitely not Curly.
So you're going to stealth?
I don't like this.
Yeah.
Give me a better idea.
I mean, the inn is still standing.
I was going to say we can check out the inn.
We could check out the inn. We're right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what happens?
At least it's cover. At least we're not out in the open.
I'm assuming that inn's going to be full of them lizard folk, and when
if it is, then we're no worse off than we are right now.
Yeah, because you'll be just the two of you against all of them.
I don't need
to walk away.
I'd be willing to wait for you to come back before we go to the caverns. We might not need to go to the caverns once you get back, just as long as you know the risk you're taking.
What if just Curly and Swift Fox check out the inn to see, just like peering in through a window or something to see who is there, and then if we get the coast is clear, then we can all meet up.
I mean, does this makeshift inn even have like windows or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still there.
Or like what we said before, like just Zarek and Zane can go, and Zarek will be disguised as a draconian, and Zane. Whoa! I just did it. I just did the thing that everybody else does.
It's hard to remember who's who.
Zarek will be
invisible,
and Zane will be disguised as a draconian.
All right.
Is that the plan?
I mean,
whichever. I think we should check out the inn first before we go anywhere else. Yeah.
I think we should. I think the rest of us should not follow close, but follow along at a distance in case you need help. I just don't like the idea of the two of you going alone and then having to come all the way back alone.
But it's even more dangerous if we all go. No offense, Gorell, but you're loud. I mean,
what do you mean?
I mean,
well, so you could break that up then. You could send Gorell, Flint, and Goldmoon in one direction, Curly and Swift Fox in another direction, close but separate.
Okay.
And then Zarek and I can go to the inn, and eventually, circuitously, everyone meet there.
Okay.
I think we're assuming that we'll be allowed in the end. I don't think we're going to be.
They're not going in. They're just going to peek in.
No. I mean, Curly, you should go. Stealth. See what you can listen and hear, and bring back the information. That's the least dangerous out of all the options.
You know,
If all we're trying to find,
I love our DM just like sitting back, like, all right, well,
Yep. Look,
I
go
just can't wait to
ahead.
see what you're gonna do.
Walk right to your death.
if Curly wants to go, that's
Yeah, if
fine.
Curly
with
wants
me.
to do that, that's fine. If not,
the only
I'm-
reason I volunteer you, Curly, is you're far better at being stealthy and unseen than I am.
Thank you. Thank you. That's
That was a
very
sweet
kind
moment.
of you to say.
On level ground.
Very kind of
Yeah.
That's true.
No,
If it was in the trees, I'd totally go.
that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with going and
Or
checking
why
out, looking inside the inn and seeing who's there.
Or why doesn't Zane cast invisibility on him so he can like get in and out?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I mean,
Zarek will stand up and be like, no, my brother's not going in there alone.
No,
he,
cast it on
he means
Curly.
cast
No,
invisibility on
Oh,
Curly.
on Curly. Oh, then no.
Fuck
Curly just
Curly.
goes-
Yeah.
solo.
I mean, that's utilizing some of our resources, but I don't mind doing that. Is that what we want to do?
I think
I
that's,
will have another shot of invisibility later. It can last up to an hour, Curly. So make it count.
Oh, don't worry.
Be back here in an hour because I can't keep it up after that.
Good to know.
Like you've got an hour, and then it wears off.
Got it. You can keep it up for an hour.
I mean,
Set your watch.
all right, let's go. Cast invisibility.
Okay.
Oh, and a 26 stealth.
nice.
I don't think anybody's going to see me anytime soon.
Yes.
All right.
Girls, did you leave yet? Is he still here?
Guys, I'm hiding behind this rock.
And you just see a rock just just float up in the air in front of this little tiny stone. Yeah, you can make it there with ease. And you look in through one of the windows that is still intact. Some of them
Holy
are,
shit,
some
we're
of them
in
are
there.
boarded up. What you see through the window is you see a smoky fire struggles in the blackened stove, feebly challenging the gloom in the town. A sharp contrast to the usual lively crowd. The few patrons present are lost in their own thoughts. No one smiles, nor does anyone seem interested in anything. They're not looking around each other. They're just sort of, in their own thoughts. A thin, cloaked figure sits alone at one table near the door, an untouched glass of ale before him. 3 old men crouch above a table in the back of the inn, staring silently at the dirty tabletop. The usually bustling inn is otherwise empty from what you can see from this window. One familiar note carries good cheer with it. However, the aroma drifting from the kitchen, a mixture of onions, chives, garlic, and mysterious herbs, shows that Odic Sandath still rules the realm of cooking here. And you can smell this through the window. His famous spiced potatoes, not spiked potatoes. Those are
Spiked potatoes.
yeah.
Those are for dessert.
It's just a different kind of potato.
Yeah, that's we call that vodka. And then the door to the kitchen opens, and you see Tika holding a steaming pan in her right hand and a foaming pitcher in her left, and brings it over to the old guys sitting in the corner.
Do I recognize any of the patrons?
You know what? You're going to have to roll a perception check for that.
They did better this time.
You do not recognize... You did much better that time. You do not recognize the lone figure by the door, although looks like an elf, just based on like the size. The 3 old men do look familiar to you. One was friendly with Flint back in the day. He was another tradesman. He did more, sold clothing and like textiles, but made his home here in Solace after he semi-retired. The other two old guys, it's hard to tell because, again, in 5 years, humans age a lot more than you do. They definitely look familiar, and you know them from this town, but you can't quite place who they were. But the one guy you know just because of his relationship with Flint and the time you've spent on the road together with him. His name is Amos.
Okay.
He makes delicious cookies.
What's his name?
Amos. And now his last name is going to be Andrews.
He's kind of famous.
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal around these in the cookie world.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what you see.
Okay. Is there just one door into the front of this? What is the situation?
From what you could tell, yeah, and it's hard to tell what's in the back because that's all brand new to you. I mean, if you go around the back,
I could, walk.
I forgot
around
you were
the
invisible.
building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're just
that's not really much of an impediment.
You're strolling around like the cock of the walk.
Pretty much.
No one can see it.
Yeah.
I could feel it. That's
But
the
he
important part.
knows, and it feels good.
You're walking like you know who your daddy is.
Wow, for a guy who doesn't know who his daddy is, that's kind of a big thing to say.
Hey.
Yeah, you go around the back, and there is a half-assed wooden door to what leads to what you would imagine would be the kitchen.
Okay. I wait a couple minutes to see if anyone opens the door.
No.
No. Okay. Anything else around the inn in terms of like new temporary structures that have been put up?
Just some houses that have been placed. They're not, next to the inn, but they're fairly close, within, like a half-a-minute walk or so. But there's there's nothing right next to it. But there's where they put the houses that they ripped from the trees are all around the center of the area now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take 10 or 15 minutes to just sort of scout around this internal area around the inn and the houses.
Right now it's quiet. If you peer into some of the houses, you see some familiar faces, some unfamiliar faces, but humans, dwarves, men, women, children, elves.
No sign of Theros?
In these houses right here, no.
Is there...
There are also like tents further away. There's, other like makeshift buildings further away. Small structures, nothing big.
What's down by the town? What used to be the town square?
This is basically the town square where the.
Okay.
Because really, that was where is that number 3 here on the map?
The big square.
It's just there's nothing really there. It's just empty.
Okay.
So Tika is probably the one you know the best out of all them.
Yeah.
Of those
Tika and
people,
Odik are there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you imagine Odik is in the kitchen or behind the bar. It was hard to see from the angle that you were at. But you definitely smelled his potatoes, that's for sure.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back around to the back of the inn and try to go into the back door as quietly as possible.
Sure. Roll another stealth check with advantage. Thank you, Peter O'Hannon, for liking the stream. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Thanks, Peter.
And thanks, Lord Gasumba, for hosting us. Thanks, Jay.
Hey, Jay. Jay, you get no huzzah.
Sure, yeah, so the door opens. You hear a familiar voice like, "Oh, please go through the front. Please go through the front." and then nobody appears in the kitchen, and you see Odic standing by the stove with a rag in his hand and some potatoes out on the counter before him, and he just looks around. He's like, I mean, we've been through some shit lately, but that's weird.
I step in quickly and just step over close to Odic and say, Odic. Odic. Stop screaming. It's Curlithlon.
What? Are you?
Curly.
Are you
it's
a ghost? Curly, are you a ghost?
I'm not a ghost. I'm right here.
Am I imagining? Have
You
I
just
finally
can't see.
lost it? I know that this has been stressful, but I thought that I had the mental fortitude to work through this.
I grab him by the shoulders.
What's going on?
Listen, we need to find a leader of men. Do you know any leaders of men, Odic?
I mean, the Seekers were here. Hedrick was the...
leaders of men or leaders of the people? Leader of the people.
I mean, Hedrick was the leader here, but now it...
Not him. No.
He's...
Definitely not.
All right, yeah, I mean, now it's the... I don't know what you mean. Like, I guess the Draconians are in charge.
No, okay. This is not helping me. Okay. Do you know where Theros is?
I don't know. He's here. He's in the town. They haven't taken him yet.
Okay, but so you know they haven't taken him, but you don't know where he is.
I'm working. I don't know where he is right now.
Okay, where are the Draconians' headquarters?
I mean, they're kind of all over. A lot of the tents all around. They do keep patrols, but there's tents to the north and tents to the west that they tend to stay in.
Okay, Odic, can you get any of your customers to be ready in case we give a signal?
I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that.
Come on, ready. Like if we're ready to go, can you have your clientele ready to go with us?
The only ones here are 3 old men, some elf that came in earlier today, and a drunk Draconian in the corner.
Okay.
Is it our buddy? Did he make it
fair
out?
Enough. Hey, man, he made it here before us and already got drunk. That's impressive.
That would be awesome if it
He's
was.
like, maybe we need to recruit this guy.
I'm thinking so.
That would be perfect if it's the same one.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
So
Odic,
I know. I mean, I guess I could get them ready. I don't know how. I mean, Amos and Charles and Matthew. I mean, they're pretty old. I don't know how fast they could move. What do you have in mind?
I don't know yet. I'm just asking you if you can have them ready.
Ready for what?
I don't know yet. I'm asking you if you could have them ready.
What? Where are the others? Are they ghosts too?
No, they're not ghosts. We're all here, but I'm the only one who's coming to check on you.
Holy shit! You're haunting me. What did I do to deserve this?
Odic, you are not helping me now. Where's Tika?
She's out in the main room, the dining room.
Okay. Tell her that we are back and that we are going to get the Draconians out of here.
How are you going to do that?
I told you I don't know yet.
Why don't the others come in here?
Because they're not invisible.
Why are you invisible?
This is like
Because
a
they
Costello
made me
feud.
invisible.
Is somebody looking for you?
Well, probably.
I'm so glad you sent Curly into this.
I am too.
So come in here, get a drink and some warm food.
Okay.
They'll
Oh,
think
let
you're
me get that.
travelers.
How often do they come in here? Besides the drunk one.
I mean, they come and go. I mean, they're really, at this point, the majority of our patrons, but they just come in and drink and really keep to themselves and then leave.
Are they looking for anyone in particular that you know of?
Not since they were here. You were here the last time a week ago, where they were looking for somebody with a staff.
But since then, nothing?
Since then, after they tore this place apart, they haven't mentioned anybody, at least that I've heard.
Okay. Well, great. All right. If you have any idea where Theros might have gone, because I need to try to find him next.
I don't know. He might be in one of the makeshift common rooms that they built for. And he looks sad for a second and says, "For the people that they're taking away."
Taking away where?
South. That's all I know.
Who've they taken? How much of the town is gone already?
Most. There are some refugees that are here that they've had working for them, and some townsfolk. At first, they took only the strong, those men and women able to work, but then they took their spouses and their children after. There's maybe, I don't know, 100 or so of us left.
All right. Well, you know what, Odik? We're going to take this town back. This will not stand. This aggression will not stand.
Well, if anyone could do it, it's a ghost of Qyalinesti.
Exactly. You sit tight. We'll give you a signal soon. And then I go out the door.
And as soon as you do, the camera turns to Odik, who takes a bottle of whiskey and just drinks straight from it. And we cut to Qyalinesti making his way back to the rest of the group.
Yes, I come back and relate all of that information that he just gave me to the rest of the group.
Maybe what we should
You're
be doing
mute,
is
Jason.
maybe what we should be doing is following these refugees that they're taking away.
It sounds like the inn's a place where we could at least start and get our bearings.
Well, I'm not sure how much more information you're going to get out of the inn, but
But it is
I mean, if you,
it is a place to rest.
And you said there's an elf
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
yes.
But it's all the rooms and whatnot are gone. It's just the bar, right? Is that's
Right,
all
it's
that you
just
said
that
was
one
left?
little tiny
Yeah.
ramshackle
Right, but
temporary inn.
we'll likely be mistaken for travelers there. So
Well, that was what Odik was convinced of, yeah.
So they're still letting travelers in and out. That's
Yeah,
weird.
that's
do
what
it.
I find weird. It's like, okay,
It doesn't
Ooh.
seem like they're really expecting any trouble. The Draconians just seem to be on autopilot here. It's not like they're actually looking for anyone. They're just shipping people off.
well, no offense, but if I was a draconian wanting to get people who could build stuff, Gorel would be number one on my list.
all right.
Zarek would be
enough.
number two.
Hey.
Zarek would be a
So-
close number two.
Yeah, no
we get
offense,
them-
but
Thanks.
look at them shoulders. I mean,
Here's the thing: if we get them conscripted and then follow where they're taking them,
Wait, so you want me to be captured?
if we get Gorel and Flint captured, and then the rest of us follow where they're taking them, we'll know where they're going with all the
And-
people that we're trying to find.
And then we just leave the rest of the Draconians here.
Right, but you get to fight all of the Draconians at wherever they're taking you.
Oh.
Wait, hang on. I just told Odik we were going to get his town back, or our town back.
did you give him a time frame?
No.
I mean, he does think you're a ghost.
He does
you
think
go.
you're a ghost.
That's
He
also
did just
true.
drown himself in
However,
some
I
whiskey.
still want to get Solace back for my, own.
I understand.
So
Yeah.
do I, yeah.
All right, let's go to the inn. Let's see what this elf is about in there. See if Odic has any more information. You didn't talk to Tika while you're in there because you're only haunting Odic. And and we'll go from there.
Mission accomplished. I mean, you found out that was a safe place for us to go. So
Yeah.
let's go.
I wouldn't consider that safe at all. Draconians are coming in and out of there. I mean,
But they'll likely mistake us for travelers.
but
Yeah.
who? What travelers? I mean,
Any
Odin
travelers?
could-
We don't know yet. We got to find out who's traveling here.
Yeah, but they went and they captured all of my people and all of the other plains people. They've taken tons of people from here. I don't know how they're making that decision.
Well,
They could come in and go,
Thank you,
Jackpot,
Randy
here's some
Wise,
more.
for following. Huzzah!
thank
so
you, Randy.
Zarek will say to Swiftfox, if you feel more comfortable, you can absolutely hang back.
Yeah.
We can, yeah.
I don't
right, that's
feel
totally-
comfortable with Gold Moon or myself going in there. I mean,
Yeah, if you
no
want-
offense.
So why don't we find a safe place for you and Gold Moon, and then we can.
That's the problem. There is no real safe place. We don't know of a safe place right now. The caverns are likely a safe place, but they're too close to where they're building the wall.
Well, where we're
The
at right
safest
now
place-
is safer. I mean, I can find us a screen or someplace to just wait. I mean,
Okay.
If you're comfortable with that, that's cool.
Thank you, Dildo Gaggins,
oh Jesus!
for following. Huzzah! Yeah.
Hey man,
If I've ever heard a troll name in my life, that is it. And here's Adam. Adam's reading is like, I can read this.
That's finally what I could read, guys. Finally what I could read. Thanks, Dildo Gaggins. For everything.
So Adam, what's the situation like between here and the inn? How stealthy
It's-
would we need to be to get
it's
from
pretty
there
empty.
from here?
You don't really. There's nobody hanging around. The patrol is slowly making its way around again. They're not. This has been probably a half hour altogether that Curly's been gone and all this nonsense. So you feel you can make it there pretty easily.
Yeah, let's just go.
Should we take out this patrol?
Let's go to the inn first, and then we'll take out the
Okay,
patrol.
it's-
We'll take
No
out
one
one
would notice that we
patrol.
were here if we did that.
One patrol, guys.
We're not gonna miss it. They got another one down south.
Yeah. Okay. They're gonna notice. No, nobody's on board with that.
Let's go to the inn first, and then we'll take out the patrol. I vote for that play.
Okay.
I think that's
All right.
a
Fine.
good idea.
Do the inn first.
All right, you go to the inn.
Let's go to the inn.
Oops,
hey,
that's-
look at that, we're already there.
Nope,
We
that's
sneak-
Tika's house. Hold on.
Right.
We'll
We
go
were there
in-
too.
I was off by
We'll go in
one.
through the we'll go in through the kitchen door, and I will say to Odic, "Look, I brought him back to life."
You guys are not
No, wait,
here.
no, I'm still invisible.
He still has a couple. He still has about 10 minutes, 15 minutes left of invisibility. If you.
I can
I'm
drop
milking
it
this
whenever
for
I
as long
want.
as I got it.
Yeah, it isn't
Yeah.
in concentration, so he can
It
drop
is.
it.
I can drop it whenever I want.
Oh yes, it is his.
That's true.
Yeah, it is his choice.
So, we'll
So
go,
totally, dude, that's what you do. Is you go.
All right, so
into the
put your.
back,
So you go.
100%.
you go in the back with him. And go, Odin,
Go in the back,
and then he disappears.
I'm gonna go in the back. I'll be like, Odic, I hear you've been having a problem. And then Curliflon appears.
All right. So hold on. So we've got 1, 2, 3 in here. Where are you guys? Is Flint and Gorell coming in?
I think everyone just goes in the back.
Yeah, I thought we were just all going.
And Gold Moon and Riverwind? Not Riverwind, whatever you
Ouch.
No, they were hanging back.
It's a deep hurt.
It was either that or Swiftwind, one of the two.
Right? Either or.
Going into the back. I see.
Yeah.
Is that what
So you
we
guys
got?
are not coming.
No, we're gonna stay outside.
Okay. And then you guys are coming in.
Gonna find a hiding spot. I'll try. I'll compromise and go within earshot and find a place to hide.
Okay.
And that's more for
Yeah.
in case if a quick exit needs to be had. I don't want to lose the rest of the group.
Okay. All right, so these dudes are here. Okay. Yeah, as soon as you do that, Odik, of course, screams again.
Fist bump to Zarek.
Yeah.
That was great.
It's like, oh, it's good to see you guys.
Can we get some potatoes?
Yeah, I was gonna say, girls,
Yeah.
got any potatoes ready?
He
Zarek's
smiles
just like
and he says, "I've been
not
cutting
really
some up."
subtly snipping it, like
Yeah, like they're on the house. He's already been frying some up.
Oh, you're the best, Odik. Thanks.
And he says, "Go ahead, sit inside.
Yeah, is it safe?
You sure it's
As
safe?
safe as anywhere in this town."
Even with weapons and armor.
Well, you might want to keep your cloaks, hoods up, just in case. Mercenaries have come through here. Travelers have come through.
What's the situation? Why are mercenaries and travelers walking through? And they're just allowing them to do that? The Draconians?
Well, there are some that they take, others that they leave alone.
Do you know where they're taking them, other than south?
No, I wish I did. They haven't said.
All right. As soon as the potatoes are ready, have Tika bring some out for us, please.
You know what? I'm going to bring them out myself. Tika's already out there. I'm sure she'll be happy to see you, though.
You're the best.
before we leave the kitchen, Zarek is gonna whisper to Zane, be like, "Bro, maybe you should cover your sparkles."
Yeah, you got it. I will look like a older human gentleman.
Okay. All right. So you guys want to? Are you heading out to a table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, the Barb and Bard, for following. Huzzah!
Thank you, the Bard and Barb.
Oops, I took Odik. Oh, that's not Odik. That's somebody who was no longer here. There we go. That's Odik.
Perfect.
When the door opens, Tika turns and says, "Odik," and then sees you guys, and you can see the look of recognition and just the pleasure of seeing you guys and seeing you alive cross her face, and then she looks at the drunk Draconian in the corner, and puts her her mask back on, so to say, and says, "I know you're new here, but the front door is on the other side of the building. But at any rate, sit down. I'll bring you some drinks."
Thank
Zarek
you,
would be
lady.
like, yeah,
Sure.
Zarek would be like, "Thanks," but like doesn't really understand why she said that.
Yeah. So she goes to get some drinks.
Gurel is eyeing the drunk Draconian. I want to know how drunk is he?
He's like he looks like he's passed out on the table.
Is it the one from?
Yeah, does he look familiar?
Let's do. All right, you know what? Somebody roll a percentile die. We'll do 50-50. High, so 51 to 100. It's him.
I got it.
You got it. All right.
75. It's him. It's him. Same dude.
He made it out. Yes.
Same dude. And it is a K-Pack, which is what the other guy was. So it is the same guy. You hear him,
Shit, what was his name? He told us his name.
How is that possible?
Magic, man.
You guys did stop on the way to go to Keishu.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
Wow.
it's theoretically
Well,
possible.
Good on him for getting out of there, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did.
That's hilarious.
The Gully Dwarves.
Yeah.
He picked him up. Gully, gully, gully.
They really like him.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So while we're recognizing that lovely drunk Draconian, I'm gonna keep an eye on the elf in the corner.
Sure. He
Or
just sits there quietly, ale still untouched.
Does he look like he's a Qyalinesti?
Hard to say with his hood pulled up over his face.
I see.
Like he
Shout a
looks
Qyalinesti curse word at him. See what happens.
he looks like he doesn't want to be recognized.
I see.
Tika then brings over mugs of ale for all of you. And says, whispers, and sort of looks behind her and says, "It is so good to see you. I didn't know what happened to you after you got run out of town. I'm glad you're okay."
Oh, yeah, Gorel leans over. Sorry about the bodies back at your place.
Yeah, what the fuck was that, dude? Like, those were...
Yeah.
That was some gruesome shit. Like, that
sorry. Yeah, I got
that blood never came out, by the way.
It never does. It
Oh, burned down.
She says, what happened to you?
So much. But tell us what's going on here.
She says, well, I don't want to say too much now. And she looks over at him. Says, because since he's been here, he spent most of his time passed out, but he does tend to wake up. But right now, I hope he's sleeping. But it was terrible. The dragon armies came, and they just wiped everything out. And then you could feel the sickening feeling in your stomach, and before you saw them, and then these huge dragons. Can you believe it?
Yep.
Yeah. Totally believe
We
it.
can now.
They burned the whole place down. They tore the trees down, the beautiful trees. Then they've taken people. They're taking them south. I've heard one of the dragon men said something about a Pax Darkus, that they've taken over Pax Darkus, and I don't know what they're doing, but they're bringing people there.
Where is that, Pax Tarkus?
It is south, just south west of Qyalinesti, on the road down toward Thorbarden and the southern plains.
Would we know anything about that based on its proximity to our hometown?
It was an old fort.
Okay.
It's rarely used, so it's not in great shape after the cataclysm. But it was sort of a waypoint, from, basically the southern portion of Abundancia, I don't know how to pronounce the continent that you're on. Abundancia, I think it is. Abundancia.
How's that going again, Adam?
Abundancia.
Abyssinia.
Abyssinia. How about that?
Abyssinia.
How
Does that
about
look
ABBA
right?
for short?
Bologna.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it Anvilania.
Whatever it is.
Ooh, I like that.
So anyway, so it was sort of a waypoint in between the northern and southern portions of this continent.
Okay.
A few days south of here.
That's a likely spot where we'll need to go. And you say that the Draconians took all the people from Solace there?
There's still some that are left, but those that they aren't forcing to work on this wall that they're building are stay to themselves, stay in their homes, whatever's left of them.
Have you seen Theros?
Yes, he's here. He's in one of the makeshift barracks that they built a few days ago.
Are they having him work, or are they?
They're having him work. Yeah, I mean he's, they took him out of the blacksmith, not in the forge, and they've taken over that, but they've had him work on building.
I see.
He does. His home was here, was one of the homes that were saved, but he gave it up to another family whose home was destroyed, and has been in the barracks ever since.
He's a good guy. He's such a leader of men.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
And with that, 5 K-Pack Draconians who look like this dude. Burst in the front door, and I guess the front door is over here. I thought it was over here. I'm gonna move this dude. Hold on, he's right there. Burst into the front door. So this guy actually is on that side. Burst in the front door, and they see this guy, and it seems like they've already been drinking, like they had like a little pre-party before coming to the inn.
As one does.
Yeah, we've been there. And they come in and they look at him and they're like, "Well, who's this scrawny one?" And rip the hood off of his head. And Zane and Zarek immediately recognize this elf with long, curly, blonde hair, bright blue eyes, as Qyalinesti, a good friend of Zarek.
Yeah.
And son of the Speaker of the Suns, the leader of the Qyalinesti elves.
I will look over at my brother and with a light of recognition.
And with that, they pick him up, throw him to the ground, and then the 5 surround him and start, spitting on him and kicking him and say, "Well, elf, you came to the wrong town." And that's where we'll end it tonight.
All right.
Can we just have one more thing before we end?
Sure.
Zane will look over at Garel and say, "Garel, tear their arms off."
Okay.
So,
He's
all
like
right.
eating his potatoes. I just want.
He grabs another handful with one hand, grabs his warhammer with the other. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us here on a Friday for some Dungeons and or Dragons. This is Wicked Studios presents DragonLance : We are now into Dragons of Flame, although part 1 will technically be next week. We're going to take a week off on the 19th, and then we will be back the following week. So, anyway, guys, for Gaz, Kemchan, Katie, Jason, and Will.Playa.
Pew, pew, pew. It's all for you, Kim-chan.
Never stop. Never stop.
Thank you for hanging out with us. And again, be safe out there. Love each other, and we love you guys. And thanks for hanging out with us. And we will see you next week. Also, check us out Tuesdays at 9 p.m. for Greyhawk Adventures. Wednesdays at 9 p.m. for Return to Sector 1. And you know where to find us here on Fridays. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.